ロストルーシー。
I guess this is a pretty good waiting time. Though the music is kind of low when I lower it down, so I'll turn it up for a little bit. There we go. But yes, this is going to be a Brian Mullen stream, and considering that let's pause the music real quick. But considering that this is going to be a Brian Mullen stream, I want to premise that this is probably going to be the longest formed commentary there is. And because of that, I'm probably going to be making a supercut out of it because of how long the video is. It's the equivalent to, like, around 5 hours if you want to, like, round it up for a bit. And I'm joining in with Indy, which, they're not really in yet. I'm pretty sure they're just waiting for me to do something, considering that I'm deafened, as you can obviously see. But I guess since we got out of the way, let's just yep. All right, hello.
Hello.
Sweet. Are you excited?
Yeah, definitely.
That sounded very euphemistic of you. Very euphemistic.
I'm sorry. No, I'm excited to learn.
Yes, of
Let's
course.
go.
But no, shit, where is it? Okay, I guess we'll just get to the gritty of it off from the bat alone, because if you don't know Brian Mullen's video on his history on the internet, well, you're in for a treat. I'm just gonna say that right now. Yeah, it's relatively 5 hours of content, but I had to skip a couple of sections because it's just him yapping about other shit. But, and not gonna lie, I did have a viewpoint of all of this, but the difference is I haven't watched the video at all. And so I'm blind reacting to it to get some insight on all this. But I heard that the video was pretty bad, so. And plus, there's a nerf mention in this, so let's just get right to it.
October 17th.
Oh, I had to line back. I had to pre-watch everything else. Okay.
Two. It all started on October 20th, 2017. And, well, I don't have to explain all that much because I'm gonna let past me do the rest for you. Let's go all the way back to October 16th, 2017. I moved in with my dad to Columbus, Ohio.
Yes, because Columbus, Ohio is totally a great place to move in, guys. Toads.
day later, in the evening hours of October 17th, 2017, I attempted to start the first official roast game debate with Slim Shady. He didn't respond.
Slim Shady. No fucking way. Eminem is rapping against Brian Mullins the Fox. No
That
wonder
would've
why
been
he's so
hilarious.
silent. No wonder why he's so silent. Fucking Brian Mullins scared him off. Holy shit.
Much less accept the debate request. Neither did Power Pikachu 21 or
Power Pikachu. Is he talking about the debate website that he usually pops in? Like debate.org or something? Oh my god.
Oh,
even
he started off as a wannabe debate bro. Okay.
Great stuff. Gotta love it.
M. Harmon.
start.
That was until Yana Girl 136 caught my attention, and Dyer, when I was previously involved in 2 other debates with her. The first concerning the topic of whether or not being offended that a woman wears leggings in public makes you sexist, and the other one concerning sports bras apparently being considered sexist, even though it's not. Finally, I struck gold on October 20th, 2017 when Yana Girl 136 accepted my debate request to debate about the roast game. The first
Oh, yep, there it is. Oh my god. Oh my god. So this is debateme.org or debate.org, whatever you want to call it. Oh my god. This is beautiful. And keep in mind, by the way, the people in this website think that Brian Mullins is a troll. But no.
Oh, do they really?
Yeah, they really thought he was a troll.
That's funny. That's funny.
Brian, hello, my name is Brian Mullins the Fox, and I will explain why Nerf is secretly a Fox Mafia member with proof, and you will see it in my 3-hour Yes.
its topic and kind. The reason why there are some obvious errors in some of my sentences, it's because of autocorrect sometimes. My dad
Autocorrect? Huh? Hold on.
errors in some of my sentences, it's because of
Proven is.
I think it's lack of autocorrect.
Yeah, I think it's lack of, because there's an extra G in there.
reason why there are
But let's read this debate rounds real quick. The roast game is pretty simple. First, ask any family member, what is special about a holiday roast? The family member would have the tendency to guess assumptively. Ham, turkey, beef. You say no to the family member. Then you ask him, who or what do you think is special? The family member says, I believe that children are special. You respond, so you eat children for a Christmas roast? The family member will freak out at you because he knew that the family ate children, and he is surprised that you knew it too. The whole point of the game is to get your point across, which is the idea that the family eats children as their Christmas roast, and you interview and prove your common knowing and realizing of the idea or tradition that families have. If they freak out, they already admitted it. So what this explains is that he's making a logical fallacy, but the logical fallacy already exists. It's called the Texas sharpshooting fallacy, where you're basically being direct, and then the initial point that you're processing for all the fallacies there is. So
That is
this
such a. I
huh?
didn't realize what the logic was behind the roast game. I didn't realize it was this stupid.
Yeah, that's my whole entire problem. That it already exists, and making it like a hypothetical of it is kind of dumb when it already exists. So,
are some obvious errors in some of my sentences. It's
oh my god. Okay, hold on. Let's read this real quick. I literally have no clue what this is supposed to be about. Nothing that the person who's quote pro for they posted makes any sense to me, or the person who attempted to explain it to me. There's that. Oops.
because of auto.
It does make sense, but you just don't understand it. It's a psychological will tester, testing their will to tell the truth, but like asking them, what is special about a holiday roast? And they are guessing as a response, ham, chicken, turkey, beef. You tell them no because they don't realize the point you're trying to get across their heads. Because they think they can get away with eating children. But suddenly you ask them another question like, who or what do you think is special? Then they answer with this response, children. And believing that children are special, which you are to respond that with. So you guys eat children as your Christmas roast, which gets them to freak out. The whole topic is about, this is a repeat. Okay.
Correct sometimes.
So
My dad's
basically,
old
hold on. His logic is that just because a Christmas roast is special and children are special, that means that people eat children because it's special.
Apparently, according to his fallacy.
That's so dumb. I'm sorry.
Apparently so.
Kindle Fire's autocorrect was a pain in the ass to fight with every time I typed on that damn thing.
While being a
Also, why is
keyboard
he doing
warrior.
this on a why is he doing this on a Kindle Fire? Why?
Wait, hold on. Really? Hold on.
He said
It's
that.
because
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
Oh, hold
I'm
on.
going to be reading the
Let's find that back a little bit.
times.
No, no, no,
My
no,
dad
no. It wasn't that far back.
I know what we just play it out.
old Kindle
Oh, okay.
Fire's autocorrect was a pain in the ass to
Kindle
fight with
Kindle Fire. He said it.
Okay.
every time I typed on that damn thing. I'm not going to be reading the debate in this video. I am saying that and reading the second roast game debate for October 20th, marking the 6th anniversary and 6 years since I officially delved into the topic in general, much less introduced it to the general.
But is it a logical fallacy or is it like a thesis to your claim? Like, you can't go both ways. It doesn't make sense.
Public. I won by 7 points because she basically just gave up and forfeited.
You know what? This is a pointless, confusing, stupid debate, and I honestly don't care if I lose. There, I said it. Based. Oh my god.
The debate. All the while, me and Yana had our first major back and forth that turned into a dumpster fire in the comment section of the first roast game debate. Then, inevitably, more people got involved. And at the end of the day, nothing too exciting or dramatic was going on. Just some crazy bitch having her little hissy fit. The initial October.
Are you gonna display it? Or are you gonna pull up or shut up? This is a trash fire, guys. This is totally a trash fire.
And November forum threads following the first roast game poll that closed on November 1st, 2017 kinda went nowhere. At around that time, my mood was generally celebratory in the wake of the first signs of the actual progress of the conversation surrounding the topic of the roast game at all. Nothing else was too eventful until the second debate occurred, other than some fake and illegitimate challenges to me by people like Crazy456 Rhino and Frankfurt of 50, instantly, of which there were only few I rejected. The second debate happened on November 29th, 2017, and didn't go into voting period until around December 7th of
Oh my god.
That year.
Okay. Oh, why is he debating about Christmas ending? What?
Because he's saying that children were killed because they didn't believe in Christmas.
What the fuck?
So the roast game happened because children didn't believe in Christmas.
So
Where did he get this idea? Like,
I'm pretty sure it's All Dogs Go to Heaven, if you know what that is.
I do, but I don't really remember that plot point, I guess.
Do you want to read this, Andy?
Yeah,
Go for it.
Christmas should end because. Sorry.
You're good.
Christmas should end because 18,568,322 children were slaughtered for not believing in Christmas. It's not about presents, family, and anything else he suggested. Second, giving is a bad thing because what if the boy or girl doesn't want it, need it, earn it, or deserve it? If they just want something without making a compromise, that kids don't want to work hard for their parents, then they don't deserve any presents. All they ever deserve is love and honesty. Also, Christmas is a lie because it's not about presents or anything you suggested. It's about lying. It is a holiday of lies. Source 1. The second video are examples of photos of children that were slaughtered for not believing in Christmas. Source 2. Here are the videos as sources. Also, why would you believe all these lies that your parents told you? Like about Santa and about other things people lie about. Okay, I think he's just salty that Santa Claus is not real. And so he got salty that his parents lied to him about there being Santa. But
He got coal in this basement. It files his birthday Christmas presents.
nah, and he's still mad at it like 25 years later or however old he is.
Yes, he was a fetus when he got coal in his birthday present from Santa
I,
Claus.
also, people celebrate Christmas for different things. Not about like lying, you know?
Like there are different traditions with Christmas as well, even though it's a mainly focused as the Christian holiday.
Like some people are religious about it, some people just want to get together with family and have an excuse to give gifts. It's fun. Yeah, it all depends on the person.
Yeah, exactly. Even if you're an atheist, you can still have that tradition to enjoy, like the company that you keep as well.
Yeah, like get together with friends and show your appreciation for them by gifting
Yeah.
them thing. This is such a weird way to say you don't like Christmas.
That they slaughtered children for not believing in Christmas.
Also, I so wonder what that second video is that shows examples of children being slaughtered for Christmas.
Photos. Are we talking about
Or
gore? Oh my god.
Of course, the first example of vote
Oh my god, this is a flashbang of messages. Hold on. What?
bombing on this
Oh my god. I'm going to cry.
November 7th of that year. Of course, the
There we go.
just
Just,
because someone is slaughtered because someone with other beliefs killed them doesn't mean that the holiday should end. Many people died for America's freedom, so Independence Day came into play. Look at ISIS, for example, they killed tens of thousands of people just because they don't agree with their beliefs. With all other things aside, Christmas is not about money, family, presents, or time off. Although all these things are good, They're not the reason for Christmas. Christmas is all about the birth of our Savior, Jesus Christ. Why do you think there is Christ in Christmas?
First example of vote.
Jesus Christ is fake. He never existed, though you believe in him. Nothing is good about it. Not the giving, not the lies, not anything. Why have faith in someone who doesn't exist? I I actually is it wasn't he like an actual historical figure?
Who? Who?
Jesus?
Pretty much.
Like he was an actual person. He might have not done the whatever miracles, but like uh dumb point aside. Um you have to face the reality that Jesus Christ doesn't exist. Source one. Also
It's an
just like we need to
indie100.com journalist, so it's independent journalism, so not valid. Continue though.
Also, just like we need to eradicate ISIS, we need to eradicate Christmas. Though Christians have killed far more than ISIS in their entire history, Independence Day has nothing to do with Christmas. If it did, they don't deserve to die. They deserve to survive.
What?
Uh,
Was that? What is that word salad?
if you believe that these soldiers deserve to die, you're ungrateful for this country because what do they want to survive? They deserve to survive. They're dead.
They're fucking dead.
Independence Day should not relate to death. The only holiday that should relate to death is Christmas. And Christmas should end. There's no good reason to have Christmas, so that's why it should end. I believe that the death of a child is never justified and it never will be. I believe that children should deserve a life worth living and not having to be slaughtered for not believing in Christmas. Yeah, children deserve to live. They're not being slaughtered for Christmas.
What? This whole entire thing is a word salad.
I think that Brian watched the like horror movie Krampus, which is like about like evil Santa Claus and like it's like a German interpretation of like what happens when you're like bad.
Yeah.
There was a horror movie and it killed people. I think that's what I'm trying to make a plausible excuse to why this guy thinks this.
It's probably a reach, but it's still funny
I'm
though. It's still
I'm
funny.
trying.
You,
I'm
you,
trying to make him sound sane. That
it's not. It's not possible. You're the angel and I'm the devil on the shoulder. It's just not possible.
Bombing on this much of a
I love this country.
I love this country with all my heart. Do you realize that by ending Christmas, that means ending the holiday most people love? 46% of people in the US say Christmas is their favorite holiday. Source. I just can't wrap my uh around the fact that you want to end Christmas just because you don't think Jesus was real. Spoiler alert, he was.
He should just argue the history behind it, but whatever.
scale.
Oh
Oh
boy.
boy. Thanks for your argument. I was waiting for you patiently, but you still don't understand that Christmas should end even though only 46% of people love it. Without further ado, here are my rebuttals. One, I just can't wrap my head around the fact that you want to end Christmas because you don't think Jesus was real. Spoiler alert, he was. First off, that is not the reason I want Christmas to end. The real reason, and I stated this before in my argument, is because children are being slaughtered for not believing in Christmas. After that, they cut off anything inedible to humans, including fecal matter, and they cut off the meat that um they believe is edible, such as a roast meat. They season it, cook it, then eat the child. child by child, here's what I said. The roast game is pretty simple. First, ask any family member what is special about a holiday roast. A family member would have the tendency to guess assumptively ham, turkey, beef. You say no to the family member, then you ask them, or what do you think is special? The family member says, I believe that
This
children are
is
special.
this is a repeat. I'm sorry. Yeah, this is a copy and paste. But you can read their last paragraph.
It makes logical sense because when you ask a family member these questions, you get the sense that the family member is assuming that I don't know what they were eating, making excuses like guessing average roast meats like ham, turkey, or chicken. Then he faces your sudden answer with no, which gives him a sign that he is just making excuses to escape the question, and I can't really
Can't read
read the rest.
that. Yeah, it's whatever. It tests the human will tell the truth. which is a fucking shift post, a go post, or whatever you want to call it. Shifting the goalpost. Yeah, shifting the goalpost. Because his original argument was that Christmas shouldn't exist, but now it's I'm making a logical fallacy, and I want to fucking leverage that fact into your head and make you wrap your head around it. So this is a go post shift.
I don't
Or
get why he's equating roast meat as special and children are special. Therefore, children equals roast.
yes.
Dude, like a
Occurred.
diamond is special. Does that mean that they roast diamonds? You know?
Andy, you're supposed to be the angel.
I'm trying. It's really hard.
You're supposed to be the angel in the shoulder.
But was then removed by
Then
Well,
removed. Uh-oh.
here are my reasons why I think Christmas is a good thing. Um, One, Christmas is a time where you can relax with your family. You get time off from school and work. You have a chance to celebrate the birth of Jesus Christ for presents. I mean, yeah, like that's what Christmas is. It's great. Um, you said that at first with some spelling errors, but you derailed your own argument by saying this Christmas is not about money, family, presents, or time off, though you may have a spelling error. But you derailing your own argument makes no sense at all because if you want to keep your argument, then keep it. If you want to back up your argument, list the source. You did neither of these, so you lose the debate. Bro, not everything needs a source if it's like common knowledge. First of all,
Yeah.
like that doesn't make you automatically lose the debate.
Like,
Like if I say the sky is blue, do I need a source? No.
and not everything also has to be a source unless it's like complex, like some like complex claim that like a certain specific percentage of a particular group is doing something. Like you
Also, I'm
actually
just
need a
gonna say,
source.
his writing is really hard to read.
Yeah, I get that.
Just, yeah.
You want me to read off some of this?
No. I'll read it. I'm just saying because it's so word salady. I'm trying to wrap my brain around it. But I'll read that off.
Okay.
Just because someone is slaughtered because someone with other beliefs killed them doesn't mean that the holiday should end. Many people died for America's freedom, so Independence Day came into play. Look at ISIS, for example. They kill tens of thousands of people just because they don't agree with their beliefs. First of all, spelling error again.
Actually.
Like when Independence Day has nothing to do with Christmas or the celebrating of it either. These children didn't deserve to die. They deserve to live. Completely reject the idea that of Christmas and the holiday should be banned. Just like I said before in my argument. Just like we something Christmas.
We need to
Eradicate
eradicate
Christmas.
ISIS. Oh no, ISIS.
It says Christmas.
We
The
need to,
last word is Christmas.
but he also said eradicate ISIS.
Mm. Oh,
Just like
yeah.
we have to eradicate ISIS, we have to eradicate Christmas.
Guys, you can't enjoy a holiday because of my made up beliefs, guys.
It's so over.
No
My wife-
celebrating Christmas for you.
There we go.
Sorry.
You're good.
For I love this country with all my heart. Do you realize that by ending Christmas, that means ending the holiday most people love? Just because 46% of people love Christmas as their favorite holiday, it's not because they just love it. It uh it's because Christians like you would rather intimidate people, especially children, to believe in it or die. But only the people don't die. Children are the only ones who die. And second, if you really love your country, our country, you never justify the slaughtering of innocent children for not believing in Christmas. Most people don't care about children. They slaughter them and eat them. Maybe you're just one of those people.
One of those people. What do you mean by that? Could you
Or this
elaborate
just
on
feels
that?
like you know how some parents are like, oh, the boogie monster is gonna get you if you don't do this.
Yeah, Russians
Oh,
do it too, where it's like they play a certain song if children don't sleep at night.
oh, the evil parents are gonna get you if you don't believe in Christmas. It feels
Yeah.
like that, and it's so dumb. I feel like he got traumatized by Christmas in some way, and this is his cope.
You're not the only one who thought that. Yes.
I'll continue though.
Go for it.
Christmas is about the birth of our Savior Jesus Christ. Why do you think there is Christ in Christmas? Just like I stated before in my first rebuttal, you can't just believe something as real with just saying he is without giving any factual evidence, in which the burden of proof is on you. Here is my argument to counterclaim and disprove the existence of Jesus.
Bro, what?
Christ. Jesus Christ is fake. He never existed. Though you believe in him, nothing is good about it. Not the giving, not the lies, not anything. Why have faith in someone who doesn't exist? Um, you have to face the reality that Jesus Christ doesn't exist.
I'm sorry, that's a fucking dumb argument. Like, if people have the tendency to believe in something, there's has to be like some sort of like historical value behind it that Brian Moles is not wrapping around. Like, it's such a dumb argument. I'm sorry, and I'm saying this as a Satanist too. Like, there has to be like some sort of like fucking historical value with Christ. If it's not, Jesus Christ was not real.
I believe that there was a historical figure who was a Jewish carpenter in like Israel. His name was probably Jesus.
Yeah.
Like, it's not unlikely to. I don't believe in all the miracles that he performed in the Bible, but like that's a mild take.
It is pretty mild, but that's basically what everybody thinks. But Christ is not real though. It's not like it's a contradiction to acknowledging that he exists if there's no historical value behind it. Anyways, continue.
But also his rebuttal, there's no proof. There's literally no proof. Where's his proof? I'm gonna use his argument against him.
Yeah, exactly. Where's your proof? And plus, people don't need to fucking source common knowledge.
Well, no, I know that, but like, I'm just saying, like, you can't just be like, no, no, I said he wasn't real, so he's not real. Look at my rebuttal, guys.
Look at my rebuttal. Anyways, continue.
Christmas should end because 18.5 million children were slaughtered for not believing in Christmas. Where did he get that number? That's also my question.
Probably
It's a
just one
very
of his
specific.
videos. Yeah, it's a very
It's
specific
very
number. Sorry.
like specifically 18,568,322 children.
Wait, this is a copy and paste. Again.
It is.
Oh
It
my
is.
god.
He's
Flame
so
for
good
not
at debate. Guys, he's so good at debate because like the people he goes up against, they don't want to debate a brick wall for repeating the same points, so they forfeit and leave. So I won the debate, guys, fair and square. Like I won because I'm good at debating. That's the energy he's giving off because that's what he basically said for the first person.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Like she was tired of it. Like she was annoyed because she wasn't getting anywhere because not from her lack of trying, I assume, but because he's a brick wall and
you're talking to a brick wall, essentially.
yeah.
This has been a good debate we had, especially for me as pro, and I had just so much fun debating with you. I hope you have the best of luck in future debates. The choice is clear. Vote for pro. Oh my god.
being a reason to vote. Meaning that when Super Duds voted for me, he then realized how bad this looked for his side of the top.
Or he's just some random user who doesn't give a shit. What?
Which he immediately developed animosity towards and outs himself as a troll later on. I ran an opinion survey sometime after the second debate asking the following question: is killing your entire family perfectly justified because of the roast game? At the end of the day,
What?
67% of respondents then said yes, while 33% said no. The comment section of that second debate was filled to the brim with some raging trolls, including the forever coping Dark Prince, just rambling on.
Oh my god, he's recording all this on his phone too, by the way, on a computer screen. Oh my god, dude.
About
Get a recording software, please.
nonsense, and a bunch of other spurging out. And then
Other bunch of spurking out.
it became a shit
I
fest.
love it when the kettle called
Pot called
whatever.
the yeah,
Yes,
yeah. Just stop. Just stop it.
I think reading that word salad made me lose brain cells.
Pot called the kettle black.
Yes.
Later on, and so did the comment
And yes, I know I said it wrong, but it's funnier now, like rephrasing it that way because it's funny.
section of the first debate, as the debate.org shitstorm saga continued throughout the months. Throughout the rest of 2017, starting from mid-December onward until sometime in January 2018, the activity of not just the debate section of debate.org, but also the forum section, poll section, and even opinion survey section were also inactive for the same said period of time. All the while, behind the Kindle Fire screen, I was typically having Hot Pockets and a burrito for a meal, along
Dude,
Why do
you're
you have to
pointing
describe his
yourself
food
out to be
taste?
like so depressing. This is giving like I'm having chicken nuggets and Mountain Dew while I'm on my Kindle Fire debating random internet people about like why Christmas is bad.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Okay, Neckbeard, go back to your mom's basement.
It's McDonald chicken nuggies, Andy.
I know. I shouldn't
He
diss
does
the Dino
not.
Nuggies.
He should not have. He should not be debating online if he doesn't have fucking McDonald chicken nuggies with him on the table.
Also, I love that like he's debating on a Kindle Fire, which is made for like watching Amazon Prime and play and reading books, not debating. I don't know why I find that so funny.
Yes.
Like it's so silly. I'm just picturing it. Yeah, I know it's a tablet, but like it doesn't run well. It doesn't run websites well. That's why it's funny.
I love this.
Alongside with snacks, drinking Gatorade, maybe some
Snacks and chicken Gatorade
tap water,
and
cooking
tap water.
myself microwaved spaghetti and meatballs for
Bro,
Holy fuck! He having a fucking buffet. Sorry.
is he fat?
Yes.
Okay, makes sense. Makes sense.
Dude's having a fucking buffet over here. Holy shit.
dinner, sucking on
Hey,
mints, chewing
Huh?
hey, debating people is hungry work, you know?
It got him real tired from all the words on the internet. So he had to eat his burrito and whatever else he said in his portion of the video.
cooking myself microwaved spaghetti and meatballs for dinner, sucking on mints, chewing gum,
Ment's chewing gum, sucking on it.
yada yada
Also,
yada.
the first time I heard that, I heard sucking on men's. I'm
My pause
sorry.
game, my pause game. Yes. And
It
yada
was.
yada. What else did you eat, Brian?
I think he had dino nuggies, but he just doesn't want to say it because it
Yeah.
make him even look more like a neckbeard. But also, brand new tap water. Like, guys, I ate all this delicious food that is absolute trash and tap water,
And tap
guys.
water. That levels out the sodium in me.
I was also playing the Xbox One, playing video games,
Oh,
Xbox One.
bro,
Play what games?
watching videos through the Xbox One's YouTube app. I was
Oh my god, he's actual
do,
neckbeard.
does he have a computer?
Probably.
Why is he using all these like back ways of doing like basic things?
I don't fucking know, dude.
Like, who watches YouTube on an Xbox if you have a computer?
Oh my god.
Maybe that's a hot take, I don't know. But like, I don't watch YouTube on my Switch, even though I can. That's just dumb.
Oh boy. You got to watch out now. Brian has gotten the attention of some professional trolls. Probably, who knows? Maybe that's one of them in the chat right here too. Trump 2024 or something.
No.
Spread your political awareness somewhere else, buddy. We don't care.
typically watching some reaction content, VHS openings, and some VHS close.
Why Fiji? What year are you
Why
on? Oh my
why
god.
is he listing all his lame activities that just proves he's a neckbeard, like in a basement? Like probably scrolling Reddit.
Why VGS? What kind of VGS tapes does he have? That's my question. Oh wait, Disney movies. I forgot. Fuck. Like, does he normally keep these VGS tapes to himself to watch like fucking like old cartoon Disney movies?
That's a sad existence.
Rev out the technology, bro. You're not some ordinary boomer that discovers television for the first time. Move on with the times, buddy.
Also, how
because it
old is Brian Mullins?
I'm pretty sure he's over 25. Or he is 25, I'm not sure.
So he's like at least my age or more, right? Like, that's just pathetic. I'm sorry. And like to say it sounds
I don't
like
think
he's
it matters
bragging
about his
about like half
age.
of this.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I don't know. I'm gonna be ageist. Okay. I'm gonna be
Okay.
cranky and ageist.
Gotta be specific about the certain ages, guys. It's so over.
I'm sorry.
You're good, you're good. Oh my god, dude, I've been streaming for like fucking 50 minutes and we haven't even suppressed like 5 minutes of this video.
I'm sorry, I gap.
No, it's fine. We were reading these screenshots anyways. That took
You
the
could tell me
majority.
to stop yapping, by
You
the
don't have
way.
to,
You can't.
you don't have to stop yapping. The problem is that we kept like reading the screenshots and then like breaking it down to Brian Mullins being actually fucking stupid
Yeah.
with ending
Okay.
Christmas because Christ is not real, which is fucking retarded. I'm sorry.
Okay,
Those
so I can't give my family presents because of some delusion somebody on the internet has. Okay, cool.
yes. Let's continue.
constantly gave me nostalgia from time to time, as it usually does today. And going off on rants occasionally because I've watched something that made me passionate while feeling a bit of nostalgia in the background. I found trailer music and other pieces of music I otherwise wouldn't have. I stood up all night because
Can you at least explain what your tastes are so that we can get a better image whether or not you're a neckbeard? Like, please?
He's probably watching like Cinderella or something.
Probably, but it doesn't matter.
me and my dad thought it was a good idea because nobody's telling us when to sleep then. For years after all this, not to be too off topic, I still did until sometime after we moved out of that cramped up apartment in Columbus, Ohio, around June 1st, 2022. Outside of debate.org,
Okay. That random, like, oversharing, dude. There has to be, like, a nail screwed to his head to able to, like, acknowledge that fact on a YouTube video. You know? It's,
Also, it sounds like his dad encouraged that specific like neckbeardy behavior. They kind of sound very similar in that regard.
also, there are
Uh,
25. Okay. They are 25. Just a little bit older than
God,
you, Indy.
no, we're the same age.
I mean, like, 5 months.
Oh,
Yeah.
on a slightly shittier debateisland.com, I started a short-lived debate with someone named William Schultz that went fucking nowhere. And it was on the
What can you talk about the debate that you had with Slim Shady, please? Can we talk about that instead?
same website that allowed people to vote for themselves, which is entirely not fair. Rather rigged, mind you. For Christmas of 2017, which is the first Christmas of the post-roast game era, I got a couple of new video games for the Xbox One I used to play on, which was Sonic Forces and
Okay, thank you. Oh, Sonic Forces, based.
Madden 18, alongside
Madden made not based.
with some Christmas cards.
Okay, you're soy. You're absolutely soy.
oh, you got Christmas cards and Christmas presents? Sorry, Brian, you have to return that because you're disregarding all the
You're
valiant deaths of
appropriating
children.
Christmas. Your culture appropriating Christmas right now, Brian, according to your own logic. Like his
You
fallacy is
wanted
so
to treat
fucking
yourself.
dumb. Sorry.
You wanted to treat yourself to some presents. Like, let's say he bought those games for himself. Like, you can't do that because it's Christmas. You got it for Christmas.
Sonic Forces is pretty based. Not the rest though.
I'm not a big Sonic fan.
That's fair.
Felt like that throughout the time I was on debate.org. It felt like hell. All right, moving in.
It felt like whole hell while I was eating my burrito and chicken nuggies and eating tap water and Powerade and microwave spaghetti and meatballs while playing my Xbox and watching VGS tapes and listening to trailer music. Yeah, that was a living hell.
That sounds like a pathetic existence.
Yes. It might be hell for not the reasons that you think it might have been hell, but it is what it is.
On to 2018. The new year rings, and right after we came back from going to Buffalo Wild Wings and then Walmart, before then we had
Walmart.
That,
Why
is he
Buffalo
literally
Wings?
running down, like, moment by moment of his life?
Apparently, in a site of like being on debate.org and waiting for responses, I guess.
I thought this was about his online life.
Grifting
Nobody
gaming. Yes.
Nobody cares about, like, you going to Buffalo Wild Wings.
Grifting
Nobody.
gaming. Yes.
had a New Year's Eve party at a relative's house for a while. Had a good time snacking, eating vegetables, cheese, other stuff, watching.
What?
Oh, also, I don't know if this is a me thing or, like, my family thing, but, like, usually we eat a roast for New Year's Eve. Does that mean, like, children were sacrificed for that? Or
For
all
not believing your tradition of how you roast food.
I Where does he draw the line? That's my question.
I don't think he has a line. His mind process is all over the place. I don't think he has one.
I
Football games. Nothing else major happened. Fast forward to January 13th, 2018, when things really picked back up to normal. Back and forths began. Things got heated and eventually got out of control sometime in mid-January. I and William Schultz had a debate on debate.org that ended up in a tie regardless. Around that time of the William Schultz roast game debate, I held the last roast game related poll asking the following: should the roast game be taught in schools? To which 55% said yes and only 44% said no. That was when trolls like KWLM and Minddagger began to appear on forum threads, comment sections of other debates, including the troll debates that I lost that don't really count anyway. And
it doesn't, guys, it doesn't count because, like, I'm actually, like, there were trolls. That's why I lost. What? You're just a bad debater, bro.
Bad debater blow. I was gonna say that. Shit.
I'm stealing your thunder.
Yeah, actually though.
even a few trolls that jumped onto YouTube and tried to harass me. I took
All YouTube harassment in the comics. Guys, harass me in the chat right now.
none of their bullshit seriously. These retarded trolls then decide on January 28th, 2018 to start the quote-unquote anti-roast game organization.
We're running gay ops, guys. we're fucking doing it. The anti-roast game organization, yes. Uh Oh my god. This I loved it. I love this video.
I had a debate
I
with
hate this
Minddagger.
video.
If you're a book boy, just say so. Oh my god.
That
Also,
just
it's
like
so
the
funny that he doesn't think he could lose a debate. about that topic.
If you're a broke boy, just say so.
Roast game organization. I had a debate with Minddagger that, just like the one with William Schultz, ended up in a tie. The vote bomb would have rigged it anyway, but didn't. And again, the debate went nowhere. On January 30th, 2018, I decided to record my first rant declaring the debate on DDO officially over, and the last roast game poll over as well. At this point, the debate was really over, and trolls were fucking furiously fuming. Now we're in February 20.
Maybe you're just projecting, Brian. Like, there are the ones that are bad because there are trolls on the internet.
18 in the story. Tensions got so high that I felt like I was being needlessly harassed and bullied because I didn't accept this pussy-ass troll's fake debate request. Even though I previously said no.
What? You can't call them a pussy and then say that is a fake debate what? Like, what? That's a contradiction. Dude.
No to it, I had no other choice but to entertain the most dogshit troll debate, let alone the most dogshit troll that I have ever seen in my life, just to get him the fuck off my back. And it was the most egregious one of them. The last troll debate with me and KWLM, that again didn't matter, and nobody even cared enough to fucking archive it. Hilariously enough, KWLM's initially debunked
Why
claim
would
was that
people archive it? Like,
What?
he's mad that people didn't archive that debate. Why are you entitled for people archiving that debate?
Okay, as an archivalist, right? Archive your own fucking content. If it bothers you so much.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like either archive it yourself or like don't be like so entitled to think that people would archive it for you.
I mean, I
Like,
want
it's a
that to
weird.
It's a weird comparison, sure. Go ahead, sorry.
No, I'm saying it's like weird entitlement that it wasn't archived. Like, guys, you should have archived it. Why didn't you do that? Like it.
I mean, to be fair, I want some other channel who's like investing into my streams to like re-upload, not re-upload, but more so do a VOD kind of thing going on where it's like some other channel is covering this sort of topic and it's like, oh, they're going to be running segments and then just clip that and then shift it over, I guess. I don't care if they're making a profit out of it. I just like I just like the extent of like other people sharing my content. You know? Even if
Yeah.
it's like the whole video, like the closest that I can ever get when it comes to like fair use on YouTube is that I don't fucking care if people re-upload my streams or whatever. Like, good shit on you. Good shit. Go for it, I guess, if you want to do that. Or clip a certain part of the stream and do it and upload it. I don't care. Griffin Gaming hate fat people, but he fat too. Yes.
that, quote unquote, all the progress from all the debates and polls were somehow faked, and that people really took the piss, and the trolls weren't mad at all. Oh no, guys, the trolls weren't mad at all. It's that fucking crybaby liar Brian that's supposedly mad. Oh, never mind the fact that we've been pissing and shitting ourselves for months on end about this Brian guy. But you know what? At the same time.
Oh, go ahead. I want to say something.
No, I said co.
Oh, no. Oh, Cope? Oh, okay. I was about
Yeah.
to say, like, he's leveraging everything that is being addressed in the debate.org shit as, like, a leverage to put himself to a pedestal to essentially be the bigger authority. But the reality is, nobody gives a shit. I'm sorry to break your ego, Brian Mullins, but I don't think anybody cares. and they think that you're also too a troll. But I'm pretty sure Brian Mullins is already digging himself to his head a little bit, so I don't think that'll pass through. But hey, it's never too late.
KWLM claimed that just by refusing to understand it, no matter how much empirical evidence there is to it, no matter how many facts can back up and can even literally, timeline-wise, back it up, it somehow automatically makes the roast game not a fact. Thinking
Brian, there are no sources that you linked throughout your rebuttals. What does that say about
Guys,
you?
just because random children were killed, just happened to be killed on Christmas, doesn't mean it's widespread.
It's widespread, everyone.
that he's the arbiter of truth, thinking that he's the arbiter of fact, KWLM has then made, by far, the dumbest and obviously false claim I have ever heard during the entirety of this drama saga. Around Valentine's Day 2018, I started my last forum called The Roast Game Effect, Valentine's Day Edition. After that, however, when I thought the trolling...
I'm sorry, I'm not gonna read all that. I'm not. It's too blurry to even read. What's the highest quality this goes to? 1080p? Let's see. Even I can't read
Dude, what
this
is his
shit.
quality? What is his quality?
Even
Why
I
is it
can't. Even I can't read this shit, dude.
My face is like right on my screen. I can't read it.
It's so over.
was dying down and not returning to rage back on, it came back up to reach its highest and final peak yet. Sometime before I got IP banned from debate.org, a website that no longer exists, KWLM and many others were annoying the hell out of me. Even in my DDO messages, Air Max took such...
Air Max? What? Did I hear that correctly? Hold on.
The hell out of me. Even in my DDO messages, Air Max took such...
Oh, that's the user. Okay.
Serious offense at slurs, supposedly, that hurt absolutely nobody involved in this saga. Air Max, after banning me permanently under my Cherry Palm account because I temporarily closed the other one, lied about the reason why. I got permanently IP banned from DDO and barred from coming back to my other one on February 21st, 2018. And it was at that moment I just fucking fell off for the first time in life. Mentally. Ever since then, at that time, I was mentally in tatters. My one true identity on the internet, my one existence on DDO, was banished because the trolls and assholes plagued the site.
What?
I said boo-hoo.
True.
Then, and this is the prime moment when DDO fully went to shit. This is why we don't debate anymore. I recovered throughout the rest of late February.
What?
He said this is why we don't debate anymore. I said because you suck at it.
Exactly.
Don't try to be a debate bro, sucked at it so hard, and his cope is like, guys, it was trolls. That's
it was
why
trolls. It was trolls, guys. It was trolls. If your main initiative is to like debate someone on the process of changing somebody's mind, then you probably suck at it.
But also debate is like more complicated than like what it seems. Like there's like a finesse to it. Not everybody's good at it. You know?
Yeah, and the thing is too, you don't have to debate. You can also have a discussion about it.
Also, it just seems like those were forum posts, like form of debate. Those responses like just seemed like really rash and like quick. You know, like if it's a written response, you have time to think and formulate and like word things better.
But
He should have done that.
He doesn't. That's the problem. And it has no contribution to like fucking his sources for his rebuttals. Brian
Yeah.
Fox's next Christian. Yes, I do agree with that take.
2018, and I said goodbye to my old channel on the same day I launched Brian Mullins the Fox, or currently known as Brian Mullins the Fox main channel, open and close parentheses, on February 27th, 2018. And
But what happened, Brian? What
Oh, also,
happened?
doesn't he have like 20 channels?
10, but it
Close
doesn't make it
enough.
better. Yeah, it doesn't make it better.
ever since then, I have never been the same. Before the shutdown of the website, it kept blocking me from signing into my older account that went under the username Brian Mullins No Christmas 2. Even though before my Cherry Palm account got perma'd, I reopened my older one. So even though it was open until the debate.org website shut down, the trolls mass flagged my DDO account back then and got me banned. Deplatforming me was their last resort. It worked.
Okay, there's a couple of things I want to say about like flagging people's content. You're a flag it if you ever try to go out of your way to flag somebody's content. Like I don't encourage people to flag people's videos just for the purpose of taking it down. Like you should hang yourself on the tree if you encourage that. But that's just a me thing. But you also have to preface the fact that it's Brian Mullins, so. And no, I will not disclose any of that.
That
He
website
is a
went
silly
further
Billy.
He is a silly Billy.
and further to shit until things came to a head, and they announced their shutdown for June 5th, 2022. It was actually shut down at midnight or sometime around that on June 6th, 2022. I have since, long before their shutdown, archived both debates that became the genesis that took place back in 2017 that introduced the roast game as a topic, just like George Gershwin has introduced Paul Whiteman and his orchestra with his hit that broke the boundaries of classical music, Rhapsody in Blue. I archived both debates, so I didn't have to do it before they shut down. After the entire roast game debate.org shitstorm saga ended, and after I started my furry channel, inevitably down the line, in May of 2018, I started covering the roast game debate.org shitstorm saga on a much deeper and more comprehensive scale. On my old...
I don't think it's comprehensive. I doubt that, because you can't even source your rebuttals. But I'm guessing we're going to be covering the beginnings of this, I guess.
Oh boy.
And it's going to be a long fucking thing. Yep, it is. Okay, yep. Sweet.
Rinky Dink Ranching channel, which is now called Brian Mullins the Fox's Rant Archive, which is not as small as it once was. And then, sometime after this had ended, and I finally got over this whole drama, I've gotten kill yourself comments. I
got harassment, guys. But for those who are just sticking around just to get in my part of this, it's already addressed in another chapter, which is that's the shortest one, by the way. That's my name on it, guys. Oh my god, chapter 15.
Nerdcore.
Some other
Nerf mention.
Threats. But other than that, I was aware that there is a content creator known as Direwolf. To be fair, I was watching content creators like Sargon of Akkad, Armored Skeptic, Shoe on Head, when I...
Oh, Devil's Cupcake. I used to think that Brian was an AI. I thought that too, but he's just using like AI asset tools.
I wish he was an AI. That would make my sanity better. If I knew he wasn't a real person.
Yeah, Brian Mullins is not real, guys. Even though it's historically valued in the internet that Brian Mullins exists, I don't think he does.
No, he's not real.
And yes, I'm using this logic against him.
I know. Just because I don't believe in Brian Mullins, that means he isn't real for everybody else.
Exactly.
I saw Direwolf and watched his content, I became more interested. I got my first laptop as a birthday present for my 19th birthday.
Oh my god, you can't celebrate birthdays anymore. Fuck.
On the
You
2nd
can't
of
get
May,
presents.
It's a present. I honestly think he's just projecting his childhood to like everybody.
I really think that like him finding out that Santa wasn't real was like so traumatic for him.
No, he took the biggest black pill in history after realizing that Santa isn't real. And this is what we have today.
and on the 3rd of May, I started my very first Discord account and started joining some other furry Discord servers. I was new to that platform, I found some interesting ones, and to remember it bluntly, I went off on some autistic rant about Twitter and pedophiles and furries for some weird reason, but all that aside, I've gotten to know Direwolf and Vincent Veritas and their community. There were
Wait,
other...
what?
I've gotten to know Direwolf and Vincent Veritas and their community.
Veritas? That sounds familiar. Hold on.
Are you talking about that Spur that like went after Peaches? Because I think they're different people.
Good point. Probably.
There were other undesirables and people throughout that month of June 2018 that I did not like at all, that started shit every time I said something even perceived as remotely controversial, and it was a pain in the ass. And one of the former friends there was Going Gone. I didn't know what his real name was. I didn't even know who exactly he was behind the alias and the profile pic, which he used Nick Wilde from Zootopia, because he knows that I'm a furry and I identify furry-wise as a fox, despite...
Just say your persona is a fucking fox. But you don't need to side tangent of fucking autism that you're just, oh, my spirit animal is a wolf and spirit while 3 Days Grace is playing in the background. Or Skillet's monster.
I can confirm that Earth is in fact a Wendigo. He's not a real human.
I am actually a skinwalker. I'm
You
coming after you. I'm in your walls.
The things I've already mentioned in the documentary Dropping Flies and the 2021 video about drama and my past interactions with this community.
Dude, I'm gonna timestamp this fucking stream after this because we've been like fucking talking about how bad fucking Brian Mullins is at debating people online. Oh my god.
He's also just bad at words and telling a concise story.
That too. The real question, did he go to the Diddy party? Diddy party! We need a Diddy party over here. Probably. Who knows?
About how not to be wrong or make false statements when it comes to drama, other than the minor scuffle that really got under my skin every once in a while, all the while I was going to YMCA with my father, working out regularly, and even dyeing my hair maroon, which is why you see in this live stream that my hair
so edgy.
So edgy, guys.
Was reddish. All of this would eventually end in me cutting ties with Vincent Veritas and some other people.
Oh, Vincent Veritas. Okay, never mind.
People in that circle. Most importantly, Going Gone. But right before the Roast Game Triathlon drama began on August 13th, 2018, there was some lead up to it. For Vincent Veritas, I had a small and short-lived conflict with him on Discord over some tweet or two and blocked Vincent, and me and Going Gone, we were friends back in 2018. I was in his own small personal Discord server before I had a falling out with him, given his lack of understanding surrounding the topic of the roast game itself.
Can you display that, please? I think that would be pretty funny.
which then caused Going Gone to literally take screenshots of the wiki, which at that time wasn't entirely meant to be taken seriously except for the pages, like the roast game as an original concept and the hypothetical and debate shit. Other than that, there were just some shit posts that were too offensive for Wikia. A figure that will later at that time be known as Xcape69 asked me about the incident between me and Vincent Veritas. Outside of that, let's get into the next chapter and start this long mega saga of this entire long-form commentary video that spans chapters. The Roast Game Triathlon.
Oh my god. Wait, no, the art quality got worse, dude. Hold up. What the fuck? Now it's this, and now
commentary
it's
video that spans
a fucking like cracked iPhone 12 version
chapters.
of
The roast.
Bro should just hire an artist, you know?
it. Get a better
He
artist.
should. Stop using AI. Just stop using it.
So true.
Game triathlon drama had its beginnings. It all started with the first video of an ongoing series debunking the debate.org trolls. But first, here's the lead up to even that. On May 27th,
Oh my
2018,
God.
I initially made the video debunking KWLM individually and exposing him for being the crybaby liar he falsely accused me of being. It got false flagged almost immediately, and this was roughly a week after I got done covering the entirety of the roast game debate.org shitstorm saga on what I now call my drama archive. This series of me debunking the debate.org trolls had only begun in August because I was false flagged by KWLM for merely exposing his poorly done trolling and bullshit. So I just chose to wait for less than 3 months. I distinctly remember the off-the-cuff and incohesive rant, but that's when it comes to that alone. The first episode demonstrated not only the first time I lost a troll debate, but also the main point of that video, which was M. Harmon falsely used the burden of proof as a be and end all.
Oh my god, this fucking word salad. Get on with it. Please. This is actually fucking frustrating to listen to.
Debunk of a claim I have yet to prove, which began the roast game triathlon drama on August 13th, 2018, the initial release date of that first episode of the series debunking the debate.org trolls, putting M. Harmon in his place over him falsely.
Debunking the
He
trolls,
talks
guys.
like a boring Wikipedia page.
Actually, no. Oh my god.
I think he thinks he sounds smart, but like it just no.
The execution is not there. It's not.
Using the burden of proof fallacy to justify his position. Going Gone, which at that time before this whole drama even started was a friend of mine, he got initially confused. I tried to explain it to him and he just didn't listen. So after that, I left his little Discord server, left Dire Wolf's Discord server, left Vincent Veritas's Discord server, which was also called Vincent Veritas's Rice Fields for some reason, just to hone in
Guys, this guy disagreed with me about something, so I left everything just to prove them wrong, just to like get back at them. Okay, cool, bro. What did that
Amazing.
accomplish?
Amazing. Amazing shit.
fact that he's a tryhard edgelord and an irrelevant fuck. But outside of that, not much of anything else happened, other than just what I've mentioned in a previous chapter. By August 21st, 2018, he initially made the ad hominem attack because it was foolish for anybody
Buzzwords. Get ready.
to immediately attack the character of the person who made the claim instead of attacking the claim itself. He said, and I quote, "Alex Jones would call you an insane conspiracy theorist." What's funny is, Alex Jones is a conspiracy theorist himself. Surely
Did I just brush through his head? The thing is, even Alex Jones would be calling you a conspiracist. Even if it's him acknowledging that he's throwing stones at glass houses, but let's just ignore that.
Going gone wouldn't be projecting onto his opponents with his problems now, would he? In the business, we call this foreshadowing. And that was
Oh my god. Okay.
on the same day the roast game was added to the Urban Dictionary. All of this will be important later on in this video. I finished the original series debunking the debate.org trolls, and right as I was done saying my piece for each, he made the
There's a fly on my
This
shoulder.
made me make a response video to him, initially calling him out on this on August 30th, 2018, just 9 days later. I did make one video that I now deleted, directly calling him out for the character assassination. And I
During assassination.
called Going Gone a shallow, cowardly pussy for doing so. All the while, when
What?
this was
Calling a pussy. Okay, let's not deiterate definitions here. This isn't the first time that he has done this in the video too. Let's not do that.
going on, I was celebrating the 1-year anniversary of when the roast game as a topic of discussion was initially talked about in a debate on October 20th, 2017. Trailer after trailer, carrying the progress behind it like a huge badge of honor. It was a
Badge.
live stream of a pre-recorded and scripted video compiling all the hits so far when it comes to that topic alone. You can watch it and download it only on archive.org. Link will be in the description. One of these
I don't care.
days, I will have it re-uploaded and edited to where it won't have greedy fucks try to take it down through.
Okay, we're skipping this. This is just a bit of yap. Well, let's continue.
Now, after this video came out, which I'll cover the topical lore of it in October, don't you worry, not even 24 hours after its release, the meltdown ensued. EMC 2103, formerly at the time went by Escape69, made his dog shit response video to it by making non-arguments, using vague anecdotes, and only proving that he doesn't understand how calories and metabolism works. You burn calories.
Let's not throw stones at glass houses. Let's not do that, Brian Mullins. your shitty fucking video I covered in one of my streams. I don't know how long ago it was, but I'll get to that in a second. His wording of consuming metabolism and calories is all over the fucking spectrum. And his advice on not eating certain foods kind of contradicts everything that he has been saying in the video. And if this becomes a supercut, I will even display the stream for you guys to get an image, but I don't think I can do that now. So post editing time, woo! And also translation, by the way, so let's continue.
Calories in real time, and the amount of calorie intake you choose to do each day determines whether or not you lose however amount of weight. I didn't even realize he existed as Escape69 then until I saw his other video about the whole cannibalism is the actual purchase video he dishonestly responded to. Feeling like I'm being bullied and harassed, I flagged that video for an abusive title, and yet
He's a flagging it out. No, Brian. No. Oh, come on. Brian, no. Self-assassination right there. Oh my god, nice contradiction, dipshit. Oh no, Gilda is not gonna be happy. Oh no.
The Fox with the Chipped Ear is Silly is an abusive title. It said absolutely nothing about the substance of both sides at all. He didn't even link the original video for fuck.
I don't think you have the right to complain about flagging other people's content or your video getting taken down because of people flagging it if you're gonna flag other people's content down. You don't have the right to do that. Good God.
Sake. He gave me no credit. It only
Partaking in a crowd that automatically starts to feed you back is already flaccid. A flaccid way of initiating a narrative that you are against it. I don't think that's cohesive in some sort of way. Like, it is so silly to me that you're just contradicting, your past years of, like, just flagging people's content. And we're not even close to finishing this video at all, and we're only streaming about half the time of this video. We're in for a doozy. We're in for a doozy already. Get your fucking drinks ready.
Only proved that he didn't ask me to delete the video or anything like a normal person would do, and I wouldn't have flagged it had he done so this way. I would have been handed constructive criticism through Discord DMs, and this was all before the Discord server raid. There were a lot of things EMC could have done other than what he did, like I mentioned earlier. I responded to his response to the calorie video later in November to the best of my ability because it was just a meandering ramble that was mostly incohesive and incoherent, and I didn't give that much of a shit to respond to every fucking word. But none of this holds a candle to the infamous Discord raid. In the twilight hours of October 2nd, 2018, my then-to-be tiny Discord server, the first one I've ever made, was raided by EMC2103, which apparently doxed himself only by name, Elijah Craven.
What? Did. Well, damn. It's already too late now.
People and Slowpoke Garcia, some of which at the time were members of not only the Discord servers of Direwolf and Vincent Veritas, but they also were part of that community. I responded to the raid directly by banning any and all people who were involved, including Slowpoke Garcia. Audience members, please put a pin
on. You're doing oh my god, you're elaborating on it being a fucking glitch hunt. That's silly.
On that because it'll be important context for later in this video. I addressed and ranted about the Discord raid, demanding that this group of people to, quote, end the witch hunt now. And yes, that was the first time I recorded myself getting really pissed off since I was practically new to the format of rant and commentary videos to this extent. I got my Blue Snowball Ice microphone on July 30th, 2018, and not in August. I announced the mic quality like this. Hello, everyone. I'm Brian Mullins, the
I don't care.
Now, this chapter is going to be very long because it's going to be a montage of clips between response videos and November 2018's Fallacy of the Week. To put all of what I'm about to demonstrate to you as how the debacle went down into perspective, this is what Sargon's Law is according to the Urban Dictionary. Sargon's Law. Whenever an ideologue makes a character judgment about someone they are debating with, that character judgment is usually and only true about themselves. I'll sum it up way better than I did back in 2021, so it's not so brief. It all started on October 27th, 2018, at around 1 a.m. This long 90-ish comment thread has been deleted for almost 3 years. Started out this way. Going Gun writes, haha, holy shit, I've never heard anything more retarded. No wonder the cuck himself wrote it. I then call him out for attacking Sargon's character, as in Sargon of Akkad, a popular skeptic YouTuber at the time. I even went as far as to quote him verbatim, and this will be an ongoing trend that will be seen as this debacle goes along. I first demanded him to stop attacking my character and made my argument clear, as I'll read to you. He tried to defend his attacks on his character to dismiss the concept of Sargon's Law being a thing at all. He'll describe it suggestively.
Oh my god. Is this gonna be just petty fucking drama fest? And then arguing about, like, logical fallacies? Is this all this is gonna be? Well, you know what that means. Speeding up time, let's fucking go.
Later on, I respond with, regardless, you've attacked my character before. Sargon's Law is nothing to be attacked over. He tried to convince me to debate him on debate.org, but I wisely refused and even gave someone else's review of that website and linked him to where he can see other reviews, including mine, like that, about the damn site, on Site Jabber. I tried to smack some sense into him verbally, and it didn't work. Then
verbally, yes.
He He went one step further by saying, and I quote, "Your theory is your idea and it being false doesn't make it a lie." He immediately followed that up with, "Your sources proved you were lying," as if I'm taking myself out of context when I wasn't. We go back and forth about citing sources, providing evidence, and even logic. We go over retarded semantics as to what a fact actually is, what evidence is, and what a fucking theory is. As we were doing this, Going On continued to perpetuate lie after lie, misunderstanding after misunderstanding, and it got to the point of magnificent irony, which I'll
Maybe because you fucking suck, Brian. You're suck at fucking explaining things. That's why our people are fucking taking you in the wrong way. Like, fuck off. Holy fuck. Get some fucking sense into you, dude. Holy shit. Hi, Bella. Sorry, I got fucking distracted. Oh my god, that fucking side tangent, dude. Holy shit.
I'll point out later. Going On tried to bring up other pettier and incredibly bullshit drama, like him denying that the USSR was a republic, even though it was a
What's this have to do with anything, dude? Oh my fucking god.
republic of republics until 1991. Shit in Digby's server that had nothing to do with him or me or
I
other stupid
don't
shit.
fucking care. I'm sorry, I just fucking care about your fucking fallacies. You just fucking suck at explaining shit that you'd have barely no knowledge to. Like, fuck off. I want to skip this section. I'll play for like the next minute or two and see if I want to skip it or not, I guess.
That had nothing to do with anything that we were discussing at all. I rightly compared Going On to a flat earther because not only does he argue
Oh, you're comparing a fucking flat earther, dude? Oh my god, Brian Mullins, you're assassinating somebody's character.
just like one, his mentality and shitty attitude made him sound just like one, and he had the mind of a steel trap. I kept quoting the hell out of him a lot and every single time because
Quoting the hell out of him, guys.
I didn't want to put words in his mouth or take him out of
I
context.
didn't want to take words out of his mouth, but directly quoting him, okay.
Because I respected context at that point, unlike Going On, and kept demanding him to quit lying and quit being the cuck you project onto me for being.
This feels worse than the fucking wild trauma, dude. Like, this is not even high school tier, like, drama shit anymore. This is just, like preschoolers, somebody's fucking stealing their toy, and then, like, some other preschooler happens to fucking whine about it. Like, it's that kind of level of shit, dude. Like, I don't think this serves anything other than the fact that, like, Brian Mullins sucks at, like, debating people on the internet. This is kind of what we kind of have to, like, establish with this. And it proves within our latest commentary in this. And I'm pretty sure Andy's AFK, actually. Hold on.
No, I'm back. I'm sorry.
Oh.
I had to do something real quick.
Okay.
Yeah.
No problem. Are you gonna stay here?
Yeah.
Okay. We were just, like, fucking... I was spurging at the fact that, like, Brian Mullins was, like, fucking, like, brain dead when it comes to, like, debating. So you didn't miss much.
So the usual.
Yeah, pretty much.
The whole project me being part was a typo. I then lectured Going On what being skeptical actually means when put into praxis and proper context. He then flimsily flails his arms around with an excuse by saying that putting things in context and making viable arguments can be very different things. He then calls Sargon's law, and I'm not making this shit up, Sargon's theory, as if being a theory alone immediately disqualified itself from being put into practice as a law and not just a theory. He
Huh? I want to make sure I got that correctly. Hold on. Let's find that back.
Sargon's theory, as if being a theory alone immediately disqualified itself from being put into practice as a law and not just a theory. He loves and tends to use the word theory in a negative sense and notion, as in mere...
Maybe because you fucking suck at explaining shit. And you know what? I'm skipping this section, dude. Fuck it. We ball. We don't care. I'm sorry. I don't want you to fucking use logical fallacies as a fucking buzzword to deflect any criticism that it happens to like levitate it towards you. Like this is what the whole entire section is. Like fuck off. I'm sorry. I just don't care.
For
No,
the
you're so
remainder
real for that.
I am so real for that. Fuck off.
For the remainder of November, things have been relatively chill, and even still, when it came to any new drama then in 2018. For most of the month, finally I get to relax. I just went through making fallacy of the week.
I get to relax, guys. I get to relax. Booking a joint to this.
Episodes that has the intro and outro theme from the animated Star Trek series from 1973. Hence, the Paramount Television Closet Killer was still actively used then up until like 1975. If you logo historians are curious and wondering
Oh my
why
God.
I used it, it's because Star Trek is about logic, and there is an
Okay, this is just him yapping on again. Oh wait, what's this? What's this? Hold on.
I'm just gonna say, as a Star Trek fan, I hate Star Trek perks.
So true.
this moment of him doing the whole trademark joke will have you rolling on the fucking floor laughing. Apparently, EMC 2103 recorded himself deep-throating his headset mic while Will Kincaid edited the visuals for comedic effect. This was sometime before Christmas of that year, because I can't seem to find the original upload dates because BitChute is being BitChute, typically unpredictable. But when it came out, I saw that as an opportunity to get back at Will Kincaid for the lulz by memeing the hell out of it by adding fart sound effects. Originally, it was just the same one the first and only 5 times.
Yeah, that'll show him, guys. Fucking fart sound effects. That'll fucking show him.
But I later made it even funnier by adding the original one the first 4 times and then a different one the last. I know it was EMC 2103 who did it and not Will Kincaid because of his voice.
Me when I eat a whole entire cucumber in the library for 2 hours.
I'm mocking it, of course, because I'm not going to play the original clip, even though you should watch the clip in one of the mini compilations on my rant archive. Before I end the chapter, however, after playing said juicy clip about him trademarking the phrase or term the roast game, I'm going to highlight an interesting trend with Will Kincaid. Hit it.
That's live right now because I'm on the road. I gotta work later. Brian, I got you a Christmas present. You're not gonna like it, I don't think, but I really worked hard on it. But first, before we get to your Christmas present, I want to address a couple of things. First of all, the roast game isn't the roast game. The roast game is now me roasting the shit out of you on the internet. Basically, we're not mad.
But not with that attitude, buddy. I'm just gonna say that right now. Not with that attitude.
That you stole our shit. It's just hilarious to us because you're a thief that you would do something like that, because that's exactly the kind of thing we thought you might do.
Now you're just more posting at that point. Okay, you guys suck. I'm sorry. You guys, I don't know what views that you two have with this, but you guys fucking suck. I'm gonna roast you, but I'm gonna like break down an immortal standard with it to like navigate of what you do on the internet. I'm gonna roast you.
But we didn't think that that would be it, of all things. So, I'm formally challenging you now
Formally.
to debate on a live stream, probably Brett Keen's channel. I could drop a link. You can drop in Hangouts. I guess you don't have to show your face if you don't want to, but everybody knows what it looks like since it's all over your channel, so that shouldn't be a problem. Or
why is he taking Brian Mullins seriously? That's my question. Like, and can you get your insight to that too? Because
I think it's just for the troll. He just wants more opportunity to troll. That's my take.
But why engage in it, like,
Because
directly?
it's funny.
Whatever. Actually, I can't say that because Gallagher does it too. Fuck, I can't say that. God damn it.
Or I might be able to book non sequitur if you're all right with 20,000 people hearing about the roast game. A couple of days ago, when you reposted the grung, I talked to my attorney, and we filed for a trademark. So you're going to be getting a letter in the mail here in a couple of days because you posted your personal information and even your mailing address online. Don't worry, I'm not going to share that. But
I don't care whether you did or not.
you're going to be getting a cease and desist notice in a
Cease
couple
and desist! Oh,
days
okay,
here
I
in the
think
mail.
I think that's a troll. That was a troll, though. I think
because
that's
I
a troll.
trademarked the roast game as mine. So the copyright should be going through pretty soon. It's a holiday, so it could be a couple of days. If you rush to the mail, you might be able to get the copyright, and I'll see you in court. But other than that, yeah, the roast game is officially a trademark of Will Kincaid Enterprises. We're thinking about changing the name, but we'll have to change the license too. So that's going to be a little.
Oh my god. I feel like this is like the same level of like fucking Gallagher or whoever did this to like post edit screenshot of Vlad in a prison being arrested for like only digital bestiality or some shit. Either he's playing to that or he's actually genuine with this.
No, I think
difficult.
it's a troll.
Or whatever.
So Brian, Merry Christmas. Enjoy your human flesh. I know you're really proud of that, being a fox and everything. It's not technically cannibalism if you're a furry, I guess. So that's all for me. Merry Crimmy.
He changed the title of every single response video he made early on and kept later ones the same. And just after playing it, on the Christmas of 2018, Will Kincaid decided to host the short live stream in question, originally titled "The Roast Game is officially a trademark of mine." It's not the first time he did this lame joke. He did the same goddamn thing with drunken peasants years back, and most people didn't give a fuck. But with me,
Oh my
I took his
God.
live stream response to him teasing me, and as him teasing me, and so I made my last response video to him for the year of 2018. It will get even more interesting in 2019 as this video progresses. But
Okay, honestly, I don't care about anything about this. So now we get to the Fox Mafia territory of all this. Gotta love it, gotta love it. Now we get to the Fox Mafia and wild shenanigans in this, which is probably more important than whatever else we just covered. So I guess we could just continue on forward. Yippee.
it all started on April 20th, 2023, when I posted my initial takes when it came to the fallout after Kaz Warfox was initially exposed and called out for being total hypocrites on a surface level basis by Lyle Convoy. To sum it up nicely, I and a bunch of others basically went with the flow of people shitting on Kaz Warfox initially in the meantime, never having known the depths of degeneracy.
Oh, by the way, Cass Warfox is still around.
And hypocrisy of both Kaz Warfox and the Fox Mafia, and all this between Lyle Convoy and Hopeless Peaches, who left the internet when shit got too real for her, or them, because of Lyle Convoy, according to them, which is another bullshit cope-ass excuse. Now, there are a lot of things I got wrong, but there were so many things that Gilded Poo and others I'll cover later on assumed about me that was absolutely false. Number one, I never assumed that Gilded Poo had any so-called CP on him, never called him a pedophile, and never assumed anything filthy to force his hand. He won.
What? I don't know what the strawman is in this. But I'll let him explain it, I guess.
To beef with me. What I meant when I said worse content, I don't mean worse in severity. I meant worse as in more than just that one image of a fictional horse being done by a fictional dolphin. All of this because Baiji did it to him and others in his own server first.
Okay. I don't blame anybody for not knowing the extent of the raid with Gilded Poo. But Gilded Poo only posted scat in the raid, and it was some other dude who posted that the bestiality that Lio and fucking others were moral bitching about. And I don't blame anyone for not, like, initiating between the penetrate behind that, but it is what it is.
Regardless of who did it first, Gilded Poo is a shitty person for encouraging that behavior and allowing to raid like that to happen with Gallagher. Doesn't matter who initially did it next after Baiji. I'll get to Gallagher and other retards later in this video, as
Damn, it's so over. I'm fucking done for.
I'll demonstrate later in this video when I cover
Nervous over party. Nervous gonna get it.
the Gregala Chan saga. Gilded Poo not only assumes false shit about me, but blatantly lied about me in the most obvious and dishonest of fashion. All that Gilded ever did was helped others, including Gallagher and some other shithead, to raid a Discord server with minors in it, one image of zoo porn, which was
the whole okay, here's the thing. When you raid a Discord server, the acknowledgement of raiding this Discord server is that you want to like dissociate the roles within the server because you're fucking raiding a server. Like, who cares about the rules, right? Nobody's gonna fucking like go into the Roman times and be like, oh, you can't cross the borders. Oh shit, then I must turn back. Like, nobody's gonna fucking do that. Because the whole point of raiding something is to abroge that set of rules to begin with. Like, nobody's gonna fucking turn back just because, oh, Boulder Control is gonna fucking dismiss anything within this. Like, fuck off. Fuck off with that shit.
Which is why I initially shat on Gilded Poo and others, since I don't ever have a track record of doing that myself. Never was friends with a fucker to begin with. Number 2, I was right to shit on Kaz War Fox and a so-called Fox Mafia, and at the time...
And nobody's blaming you for that. In fact, I encourage it more.
Grimskull was possibly the newest member of that Discord server before it went. But later on,
But they left though, so it doesn't matter. Anyways, continuing.
Found out that not just him, but Neora, a fat retarded schizo who had the audacity to write
Based.
both god-awful Google Docs about Lyle Convoy and Senate. And finally, number 3, I have unintentionally fallen for bad information or misinformation for short, but luckily, most of everyone else did. Not just me. Later on, we figured out most of everything about Kaz and the schizophrenic minions of doxers and losers. Fun fact, I was initially made aware of Kaz War Fox's existence because I stumbled upon the fact that Vash Lancet was initially in the call, which also became the first piece of content I watched of Kaz War Fox on his channel. It wasn't called the Fox Mafia and it has always been that title. No, it was initially called the Fox Den. For a few years until they decided to get all tough and...
Okay. The Fox Den, to address this real quick, the Fox Den Discord server is more into interpersonal circle of Cast War Fox's crew. Like, if you have the acknowledgement that you know Cast more than like anybody else, you're basically invited to that Discord server. So it's kind of like a Huckbox, Soapbox, whatever you want to call it, where Cast just invites personal people of his to like negotiate his content or whatever. So it's like a separate server outside from like his like YouTube Discord server. So it's more of a hangout server anyway. So, but Penetry aside, let's continue.
shit and called it the Fox Mafia. Unfortunately, all of this criticism that I had never came without controversy, however, as Fursky Doodle decided to shoot herself in the foot with this comment I replied to later on, and with what I replied to her with, it turns out she's much worse than I thought. But I won't be getting into that, however. I'll get into what would have been the whole Brian Mullins the Fox versus Fursky Doodle drama, because
You don't have to, because I already done it.
here's how I potentially pitched it. Now, Fursky Doodle dragged her bloodthirsty ass into this. This comment
Bloodthirsty ass. Okay.
just reeks of whataboutism. Just look at the way she just shot herself in the foot. What's worse, I can't tell. You making the Coyote Lovely argument at 4 minutes and 48 seconds? Or admitting that you're an art thief at 4 minutes and 18 seconds? Maybe even the fact that you admit you're as old as I am, yet you act like a screaming 16-year-old white knighting for their favorite Fortnite streamer at 4 minutes and 46 seconds, Lamau. And I reply with, this comment is actually hilarious coming from you. I don't know which sounds worse. Is it either A, letting someone like Coyote into your circles, only for someone else to do the reporting for you? Or B, not doing the reporting yourself not too long after the assault you dealt with, being the victim of, let alone not having the authorities involved?
Honestly, based rare Brian Mullins W. Ironically, like rare Brian Mullins W. Of this.
Yeah, but I feel like it's easy to get a W against Fursky.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
To begin with, like for example, call 911. I can't really tell, to be honest. The last part of the comment is fucking hilarious because I don't even play Fortnite. Plus, she's really that unaware of how bad this will make her and sexual assault victims look on the internet. I'll be the first one to admit that. Outside of some spelling, grammatical, and even punctuation errors, this comment I had to respond to before I hit her shows that she's not worth defending herself anymore. This does not make her less of a victim at all. She's still as much of a victim as she was when that traumatic event known as a sexual assault occurred and happened to her. Because unlike you, the worst thing a sexual assault or rape victim can do is apologizing to her rapist down the line, because that's when she loses the credibility and value of that status, as if it never happened. I'm not trivializing being an art thief myself. I'm only trivializing the people blowing that issue out of proportion to own me on being one, to then push a false narrative against me because I talked about the very topic that made me who I am today, the roast game. I found this comment out because this stupid bitch tweeted in the
the stupid bitch.
most condescending way imaginable, but I won't give any of that shit the light of day. Only her YouTube comment that I ended up removing by hiding her from my channel, or channels, because it's not just that channel that I hid her from, it's my main channel, and yeah. This is beginning to be this whole Brian Mullins the Fox versus Fursky drama, and I really don't want to make it that way, but she's making me make it that way. I know that this is going to be another example of fake internet drama, but this will be the greatest shit in the longest time to put in a drama compilation. By the way, saying that I'm your age is kind of disingenuous, because on your Twitter bio, it says you're 26 years old, not almost 24, dumb cunt. And the fact that she makes fun of my voice on top of being an unfunny and condescending cunt really pisses me off. You were tone policing me then. I hate it when people do that. I really do. And trust me, some other asshole did the same thing and false.
Oh, that's funny. It's kind of funny that they mentioned that they're tone policing, especially with the Fox Mafia, since the Fox Mafia is known to like fake, like be two-faced about like moral standards. But also, Brian Mullins, you can't really argue that because you're just bad at debating. And you can't really argue about moral standards at that point if you're just announcing the terminology of what a fallacy is or isn't. Because the whole point of like debating is just gonna fucking like implode you into logical fallacies, and you're just misphrasing them as the general thesis of it. So you're not really adding on into the conversation with that.
Accused me of being a pedophile back in late December of last year. I made a video on that on
Uh-oh.
my drama archive. Go out and look for it and watch. Just because I say that I don't associate with any of these degenerates by directly referencing to them specifically does not in any way, shape, or form mean that I'm making a Coyote Lovely argument. Any furry that doesn't directly associate themselves with Kaz Warfox and his Fox Mafia can say that without being Coyote Lovely himself, without being in his fucking disgusting shoes, for Christ's sake. Fursky, this comment just goes to show that you are actively making sexual assault victims on the internet with a platform look bad. Because you think you can just publicly degrade a British girl for criticizing Don Warfox over here. This isn't even about Vashland Set anymore, because the last video I made on him is just enough for me to move on from him and his petulant existence. Now it's just you and me, Fursky. If you really want to debate me, honestly, or hash it all out on me, DM me. I'm on Discord, by the way. Give me your handle, so then I can give you my handle and set up a group.
What? Give me your handle so I can give you mine. Go ahead.
I don't know. I forgot what I was gonna say.
Shit. It's so
I'm
over.
sorry.
You're good.
Group chat so we can have a little debate, so this can be content. You don't have to because you're not worth my time. It won't change the fact that I can take any debate request, because I can. It's just either admit you're a piece of shit, Fursky, or get off the internet and stay out, because you have done more than just embarrass yourself. You've embodied the person you were the victim of. Unfortunately for me, this won't be the case for the next major drama. Onward to the next chapter. It all
Yay! Lio Convoy!
On July 11th, 2023, when I criticized...
I'm probably going to call this segment the Petal Hunter Civil War segment. Or Petal Hunter Civil War Part 10, whatever you want to call it.
Predator hunters like Lio Convoy and said this, which the truth behind such will be reflected later on, as I'll read all these screenshots aloud. It starts with Ellie's MK1 saying, people need to stop treating Lio and Peaches like credible sources. Lio constantly calls the police over internet drama, yet still wonders why the police don't take him seriously. And Peaches has shown to be extremely toxic. Also, why does Lio constantly bring unrelated people into the calls about drama? Like, what does Peaches have to do with the Spectre situation? To which I respond with, I understand the sentiment here. I don't take either of them seriously. For one thing, Tom now has a history of foolishly going along with predator hunters as if being one wasn't wrong enough to begin with. LARPing, coyote flirting with a zoo, etc. He talks all big about checking up on your friends. He should have never been friends with them in the first place. Being a predator hunter has to involve either endangering a minor, using a decoy one's at or above 18 years old, if one can't afford to get into trouble for that, and many other shady things. I just now oppose the idea of being a predator hunter, not because I'm pro-pedo or anything like that, but because I don't concern myself with issues that never involved me or anything that bad in general. Which Lio feverishly responds with, Jack, you've been actively harassing Doodletones for over a year now, and constantly hang around the worst of people. The reason you don't get me is because you're literally a child without the ability to think critically. As for you, Brian, he quotes a portion of what I said and then said this. What an unquestionably stupid thing to say. You 100% have no idea what you're going on about. Sit down and be quiet.
The fucking LARP.
To which I reply with,
Loki, I don't mind the LARP. I don't mind the LARP there. I find it funny.
Yeah.
Specifically for the part that he said to Brian. I found it funny.
I just thought it was funny.
actual
Leo.
counter, old man.
Sorry.
Nice try,
You're good.
though, given that what I said in my comment is true. By the way, stop calling yourself a boomer. You're a millennial. Which he replies back with, nothing you said is true. Name a time I busted a predator by putting a minor in danger, or where I've personally stuck a decoy somewhere. Pro tip, you can't. If you think that's how predator busting solely works, then you're extremely small-minded and incapable of thinking logically. Projection much, Lyle? I replied back to him with, you don't have to do any of that. You go after those that actually practice what you preach as a hobby, the ones that do. How about Rosa Ray Ramsey, for example? You have real jobs outside of this, Tom. What's the point in practicing what you preach when you go against the people that actually do? And then I said, by the way, you've proven my point either way, Tom. And then I said this, what about putting vulnerable minors in danger by having people like Vita and Coyote around until it's seemingly convenient not to anymore? How about that example of you going after the people that practice what you preach as a hobby?
Oh, but you're making fun of people for punctuation and grammar mistakes. Uh-oh, stinky.
The people needed to be bothered to do any of that disgusting shit in the first place. To which he said, there's literally nothing you're saying here that's backed up by fact or any sort of semblance of reality. You're literally making zero sense if you want to actually talk instead of whatever this nonsense is. Meaning a different topic, because if you're gonna say that, you definitely do mean you want me to talk about something else in your server, which I won't. You can hop into the server, which doesn't exist the same way anymore. And then I say, to finish this whole debacle off, okay, now I'm pissed. What's the point in saying that all of what I've said is false if you're only gonna quote part of it? So, you're also going to dismiss my examples? Because if so, you're looking real sussy over here.
Real sussy over there.
What's the point in hopping onto your server to hash it out if you'll just dismiss everything I say, deflect, and pretend like this conversation never cherry-picking my comment? Because you do, Lyle Convoy. At least I responded to every word you said. The short debacle ended on July 13th, 2023, just 2 days after it began, in the comment section of Jar's video on Illuminati. Not much was going on after that, until I made a video verbally exposing Lyle for his hypocrisy and got some unimportant shit wrong. I corrected all of them in text only later in a re-uploaded version of that same video. The original video was uploaded on August 19th, 2023. In the midnight hours of July 27th, 2023, I was bombarded with his sycophants and fans as Lyle Convoy shared my Drama Archive community post. Fun fact, he tried to call my phone in-house a day before his cope stream, which is on July 28th, 2023. It just leads me to a phone number with the area code of somewhere else other than Houston or Spring, Texas, like Corpus Christi or something. But for the remainder of chapters 13 and 14, I'll clip other videos, including some parts of my response video series to Lyle Convoy, that have already explained all of this shit better than I could now, as to the storyline of the entire drama between me and Lyle Convoy. Hit it.
And this is the problem I have.
Hey, I don't care about this segment, so I'm gonna skip to this.
Here's some
Hard to sell. How are we gonna handle that?
Here's some context. Let's get into the backstory. I started my foray into bashing predator hunters on
Oh wait, this is the segment that I already seen. Nothing important, so I'm gonna skip this chapter.
I admit I've gotten some important shit about Jordan wrong in my video about the situation with Jordan, even though he no longer goes by the dead alias of Mintheart. But as to if it matters, it's neither here nor there. He decided to make his grooming content, which is disgusting and wrong, but at least he did not record the assault. Kaz Warfox had his final words of advice to Lyle. Funny enough, since he can't follow his own advice of not doxing anyone he deems enemies and predators by the schizophrenic flock in which Neora is second in command. Previously...
Yeah, I can confirm that too, by the way. What's funny about that is that the Fox Mafia people are like doing this whole entire fucking like DDoS attack or some shit to like other people. even like last year when Gilded like opened the fact that like their server is like collecting information and then like displaying it in like some sort of like Kiwi Farms thread or some shit. And I think that as a whole is kind of funny, and to premise the fact that like these people are not really operating these kind of people, just don't pay attention to them. Like, don't give them any grace of attention, unless if you want to call them out for like their hypocrisy, but that's about it. But they're doing that as of today, so um just wanted to say that real quick. Anyways, continuing.
And even throughout the whole time they were all doing that shit, Vash was in her place before he decided to disavow Kaz. Funny enough, he was only out of the server and completely cut ties with Kaz long after this was exposed. I guess I made the best decision when it comes to dealing with friendship betrayal from years ago. I never took Kaz Warfox seriously. I found him insufferably cringe. His old avatar was a red fox with blue eyes and blonde hair. You know, kind of like an Aryan fox. He had interviews by complete nobodies who never amounted to a goddamn thing. Now, as of when he changed it all, Kaz Warfox is just a black and white grayed fox with a doxing habit. His channel never really got anywhere, unlike mine. Lio Convoy.
Okay, let's not compare numbers. That's fucking cringe. I'm sorry. Let's not compare numbers. And the reason why I compared numbers in the first place is the argument that you kind of just leverage of the fact that you're just making content on YouTube. And I did that because of you making a argument about numbers in one of the videos you happened to make when I was involved in all this. I can't exactly remember, so take that with a grain of salt. But it's been a year already, and I don't fucking care anymore, so let's continue.
After being called out for the 2019 Ichabod call, in which Lyle used a then-to-be minor at 17 as bait to get a predator to get into a call with Vita on Discord, false DMCA'd every archive channel he could think of having that call in, or any call when it comes to anything to do with...
Source? Question mark?
Top of the barrel.
Because if that was true, that would be interesting to hear.
And Senate. That's alright, because now, since he commenced the Streisand effect, it's getting more attention than ever, and has proved my point completely. Grimskull's initial stream roasting Lio and Peaches, having people like Vash Lancet, Kaz Warfox, Gilded Pooh, Neora, Silverfox1232, and Fursky Doodle spoken, took place on the night of September 10th, 2023. Lio's bullshit second part came out on the 11th of September 2023, just the day after Grimskull's stream. It was a major disappointment. It became the microcosm of why I ended my response video series to Lio Convoy as part 4, an act of retaliation of how it all ended. Here's what I said in this juicy clip. I can't really hold a grudge against that one person for too long, but Lio can, apparently. I get the double standards of the retarded nature of YouTube commentary in 2023, but it just gets to the point where I just have to put my foot down and say I had enough and I just want out of this. From this day forth, this will be the last installment of this first ever response series I made directly. And well, I don't know if I can be able to do another drama series just like this, but at this point, there's just no use continuing this one. And at this point, I am done with this bullshit drama for now, and this response series forever, because at this point, both sides are just flinging shit at each other, hoping whatever sticks will stick. I don't know where all of this is going to go, and I'm not gonna venture another...
It died out pretty quickly, by the way.
Guess that will...
So there's no premise of, like, sticking to shit anyway, so... Even after I was, like, dragged into it, like... by Lio and others and Pizza, I just moved on. Like, who the fuck cares anymore? Like, who cares?
Render my chances of continuing to cover it pointless, because others are just gonna do it better than I can. Well, the aftermath of the last 3 parts of this quadrilogy have been tame, to say the least. The drama was not going to last forever on my end anyway. It all dies with a whimper, nothing more. It's really odd and a bit funny how he didn't even respond to part 1. He might have decided that he wouldn't or watched it and just didn't care to respond to it. He only responded to part 2 as of not too long ago, as I am recording this, but he responded to it poorly. All he did is host another Cope stream and muted anyone that dared to mention Lio, Mint, or Vita in not just a negative light, but in the same context where Lio should really double-check anyone, let alone himself, that he might associate with before you talk to them, not after. I watched the whole stream, but I was never in the chat. Funny that. Also, the way they dismiss any criticisms against them is to mute them.
Oh, I can confirm that because Grimskull actually happened to made the stream to begin with just to initiate a stance with the Fox Mafia, and Cass is just levitating on that, and that backfired him pretty quickly too. And I thought that to be funny, but Cass will hide behind anybody that happens to have a public platform, just so that he doesn't take the bullets, and that is like cowardice and a pussy move. But I'm kind of hoping, huh?
Kind of funny.
It is, but I kind of hoping that someday maybe he comes back, or like actually doesn't fucking hide anymore, so I can make fun of him more. But nevertheless, right now it's just a bunch of people doing fucking DDoSing attacks and shit, which is kind of funny coming from Cass, but it is what it is. But let's continue.
Try and fail to justify recording someone's rape in the context where it's then illegally.
You can't go both ways. Either they did it or didn't. Whatever.
Obtained, not just directly sent to the police as surveillance, even though it was never recorded at all. And I think it's not worth being in the chat of his Cope streams anymore. I only did that in the first Cope stream.
Nice Cope stream. But I'm gonna skip this section since it's just a repeat of what other shit has happened in. Okay, there we go.
Here we are to when the hottest drama started becoming irrelevant to me and a bunch of others. Lio decided to go after Grimskull by having someone to swap the guy who criticized and beefed with him for him to silence Grimskull. I may not know who it is. It may or may not be Pizza, but it's certainly not Tsar Bombaclat. I don't know who. I don't care. Let's just say the hot glue became too much for the mask, in other words, for Lio. The swatting took place on the 12th of September 2023, despite Grimskull canceling the pizza order he never wanted. Grimskull had to delete all his social media and keep tabs on everything on Medicare forums to protect him and his loved ones from any further swatting incidents. But I basically catalyzed the downfall of Lio Convoy. It wasn't Kaz Warfox, it wasn't Gilded Pooh, as Gilded Pooh is the catalyst for the downfall of Coyote Lovely himself, and it certainly was not Neora, Fash Lancet, Silver Fox 1232, Fursky Doodle, or even Gallagher. It was me. The Pedo Hunter Civil War ended on September 15th, 2023, because Caswar Fox initially lost, with the last upload of my fourth and last response video to Lio Convoy.
Okay, let's not leverage any sort of like credibility in this. Nobody did anything. Cass shot himself. Let it be. Let it die off.
Has since ended my beef with him. All the while, other people were calling him out this whole time, but never had the balls to make a video about him in the manner of really exposing him to the point where Lio goes full mask off. Many of these nobodies and their supporters amounted to less and less as time went on for me. Yeah, my cringy fanfic got exposed, and yeah, that fake quote about rape that I made up as a troll also got exposed too, but the fanfic, before it was removed by Wattpad themselves, not by me, it was archived for all to see. That is, if you aren't going through a hard enough time to even access it because of a geolocation block gets in your way. But all that never remotely holds a candle to all the shit Lio and Peaches did. Way fucking worse than the fanfic, in fact. For the first couple or so months of the drama, I kept getting comments that straddle along the lines of go back and write a feral fanfic about cannibalism and dogs eating human flesh, which is
Oh, that was Sage. Wow.
cannibalism. And some other comments are like, Sasha isn't real. I'm like, no shit. I already knew that to begin with. I didn't care. Or something else a little more unpleasant I will not mention. And I was pretty irritated at and over these shitty comments coming from a bunch of inbred fantards of a so-called predator hunter who wants to adopt little teenage girls on the internet. I was most irritated at them calling the roast game a writer's barely disguised fetish. I was offended, and rightly so, which I made a rebuttal and response to in a rant that I've uploaded as part of the first edition of the Roast Game Awareness Month in October of 2023.
And which I made a commentary video on it if you guys want to check it out, Furry.
Most important fact of all that is only being made public now is the fact that I used all of them to the point that even when Kaz and his minions lost to Lio, even though Grimskull was the newest member of the Fox Mafia, before it went, when the Pedo Hunter Civil War kicked itself into full swing, I used them all in a way to where it absolved me of the blame. But unfortunately, I'm not alone when it comes to the whole using other people to their own ends. Kumo also engaged in this way, and rightly so, because fuck Kaz War Fox. All he was doing is trying to get a lot of very juicy info and details about the situation surrounding Coyote and other shit. I don't like Kumo one bit. I found him and his content obnoxious, annoying, and at the worst times edgy for the sake of being edgy. I get why Gilded Pooh simps for him, and of course, not in a sexual way, which is the same clarification I'll make later, but when it comes to a different incident in a different situation, because Gilded Pooh loves to ironically paint himself as the victim when criticized over the whole zoo porn trolling Discord incident.
What? Where has that ever established anything? What? Huh?
I've never seen him once act like a victim.
Not even once. Not even vaguely interpreting that, why is a
All
victim
I've
of
seen
all
him
this?
is clarify the situation, but I don't think that is playing up the victim card. I've never seen him once say that.
It's weird.
Gallagher is his biggest diehard defender of him.
But Nerf core time, let's go.
Trolling
please.
That Baiji did to them first, before. Well, not much happened between the time the Pedo Hunter Civil War ended on September 15th, 2023, and the time
Yay!
Grimskull came back to confront Foxazor, which led up to the next drama. Onward to the next chapter. On November 12th, 2023, Vlad hosted a stream with Foxazor, Grimskull, Vlad himself,
Nerf mention, let's fucking go.
Gallagher, and others to have a conversation about recent happenings at that time. In that very same stream, Foxazor and Grimskull hashed it out in a way where I found it tremendously irritating to listen to, given the whole fake internet Bloodsport shit. Foxazor acts all smug, arrogant, and pretty much defected to Lio Convoy against Grim because of a short, even brief tenure in the Fox Mafia Discord server, right as the Pedo Hunter Civil War began to kick itself into full swing.
Hey, Centipede.
Foxazor denied and continues to deny to this day that the swatting of Grimskull ever happened at all, despite the evidence shown to him, further proving he's an irrelevant piece of shit who will deny anything that goes against his agenda on shitting on Grimskull for the sake of shitting on Grimskull. Foxazor conflated me with someone else with a quote-unquote cannibalism fetish, me taking that as Foxazor's copium running on empty. I archived the stream on BitChute, made a response video that also clipped my rant video about me debunking the whole the roast game's a writer's barely disguised fetish bullshit. I didn't really have any beef with Vlad up to this point, which we'll get to later. Grimskull defended himself through and through and came up with a schizo theory that someone named Sar Bombaclat or Pete or whatever had something to do with it. Me being me, not knowing the whole story, I kinda made a fool out of myself for being wrong about some key aspects of it. But hey, it doesn't matter, it was all just a pizza, am I right? This initially caused a short tism falling out, even though I've never been friends with any of whom, between Foxazor,
What fucking rundown is there to what breakdown is there with this? Trying to say that you were the head and face of like taking down Lyle convoy. Like, don't you think that's a bit silly to adjust that fact when there's other people who already did the work for you? I don't know.
And he just wants the credit.
You just want the credit, bro. You just wants the credit.
He wants to
Clats
feel
are at a
important.
Yes.
Mantine, and others, people who previously and currently support Gilded Pooh. Nerf, spelled NVRT.
Oh my god, Nerf Core! Yay! Nerf Core
Let's
time.
go.
Let's fucking go.
TH never really liked me at all. In fact, when I stumbled upon him, I found that he also initially took Lyo's side in the entire Pedo Hunter Civil War, including times where they shat on me. That's red flag
What?
number one. When it
What? Taking the initiative of a side? Brian, if you ever watch one of my videos and was like considered the Pedo Hunter Civil War series, I'm in nobody's side. I'm basically on my own. I'm a one-man army. Like, and I established that outside from my streams too. So if you like regularly like watch my content, I'm a one-man stand. And I only took initiative of Lyle's side back in the day because I knew that like fucking wait, not that I do, but like Lyle gave me a perspective of like Cass being a fucking bullshitter to all this, and I already addressed that in my part 2 as well. I think I don't know, it's been a while, but like I just find it funny to be the case when you narrow it down to like me partaking in Lyle's side when I'll just displaying information that is already out. And I find that to be funny. I don't know. But let's continue. Let's continue.
comes to him being an optics cuck and red flag
An optics cuck. Brian.
Since when were you an optics cut?
I guess I can't expect the best out of people. I don't know. Like that's like that's like a contradiction or oxymoron, whatever you want to call it. To call it a fucking optics cuck, because you're basically what you're implying is that you're slaying for something, but there's no slayation of anything. It's just acknowledging the premise of like Cass being a bullshitter. And to elaborate on in case if like anybody wants to be pedantic about that stance alone, what I mean by Cass's bullshit, I mean him like withholding information just to get any sort of like credibility of being the face of like exposing Coyote Lovely, but the reality is, me and Cedric happened to do that for him. And maybe Pizza too, but Pizza also withhold it too. And it only share it to Cass because it's only convenient for him to do anything. But that's just my opinion.
number two was when he covered response after response video to me in bad faith. And finally,
Bad faith. Maybe because you suck at wording things, Brian. Maybe because you have like a fucking word salad to display in the stream. And I have a fucking history of you doing that exactly, just from my older content. But I digress.
red flag number three was when he decided to cuck to Lio in Senate, an action that later on bit him in the ass. And then
What? No, what happened was Pizza pushed a false narrative, and I happened to DFE because of it. That's funny though.
he had a fallout with Lio in Senate. Luckily, he's a hotspot for Lio Convoy Call Archival, and so is Kumo after Lio Convoy kept...
No, Kumo kind of already took in that position because Kato didn't really want to do with the consequences with archiving content. In fact, I'm pretty sure Kumo already gave Goblin the torch of all this as an archivalist. So kind of faulty in a way to say that like Kuma is some kind of like archivalist when he doesn't want the credit to begin with, which is kind of silly.
Falsely DMCAing the shit out of smaller channels who try archiving the call for the sake of context to further the Streisand effect. Nerth made his final response video to me and moved on. Foxazor keeps on—
What? Huh? Brian, you have not watched my latest streams at all to be thinking that I made a response video of all this, which is kind of silly. Wait, what? Huh? Wait, what? Huh?
on trying to keep beef between anyone alive for as long as he possibly can, and he just doesn't stop. I only teased a beef with me and Vlad because he took Caswar Fox seriously to begin with, and I didn't. He envied me for that alone. Keep this in mind as we go along. What motivated—
They're talking about Gilded Poop, by the way.
Vlad to straight up lie and troll me a bit was envy and envy alone. Now the majority of my beef with Vlad will be covered in the chapter that also covers the Grigala-chan saga. But onward to the next challenger and chapter.
Boy, in your hot seat, guys. The Pillow Hunter Civil War is now officially over. Now we get to the fucking spurgatory and the spaghetti of all this. You know, something that is actually relevant for once.
Chapter will also tie in with the next one, covering the Grigala-chan saga, but this chapter is most focused on the beef with me and Gallagher. To get the gist of the drama recapped, here's a clip of a video I made documenting the supposed history of supposedly me being a lolcow in quotations, with screen caps to follow. Alright guys, I am going to spill the beans and tea about what really led up to all of this shit. It wasn't all because of the whole Grigala-chan saga. It wasn't all because of me disavowing people like Gilded Poo, Grimskull, or even MVKVLT. It was all because I decided to—
Wait, hold on.
Grimskull, or even all because of me disavowing people like Gilded Poo, Grimskull, or even MVKVLT.
Since when did I have like disavowed you? What? Okay.
It was all because I decided to disavow Foxazor, the one fur that apparently the whole group of fagaloons considered for some fucking reason their quote-unquote sacred cow out of convenience. They all had one friend in common that I somehow wronged, in quotations, back in 2019, Fash Landset. And what happened then had to lead up even as of 2019. Let's get this timeline started. Foxazor decided to quote-unquote defect to Lyle because Grimskull called him out for his degeneracy and his obsessions over knotted dogcocks, even though he has a history of asking and confronting the Fox Mafia over the whole question surrounding knotted dogcocks. Weird and creepy as is, but when I say he defected to Lyle, I meant he and Grim were taking the piss out of each other unironically, just for all that to turn out to be them having their piss-filled banters ironically. I don't like it when people do that. I don't see being friends with somebody to take for granted. I was way the fuck off when it comes to my haphazardous assumption as to how the whole pizza bombing event took place. It was not Tsar Bombaklat, it was somebody else, and I don't even really know how even all of that began and was orchestrated. It doesn't even matter. Grimskull really left because of both what happened to Silver Fox 1232 and Grim himself being swatted. I never really knew all the details, but it doesn't matter. It was mainly just a pizza. Who gave a fuck? What really mattered the most is that he got doxxed and swatted because he beefed with a Hispanic fat fuck in his late 30s in a lion mask. I indirectly disavowed Grimskull early on because—
Okay, this is irrelevant, so I'm gonna skip this portion.
Awful music. We've had a couple of back and forths, one of which is relevant to this chapter, the other one is only relevant for the next. This one debacle, kind of like the one between me and Going Gone back in 2018, Gallagher shoots himself in the foot by misconstruing and conflating the hypothetical scenario with the roast game as a real past phenomenon out of confirmation bias. Gallagher really loves to project his weaknesses and shortcomings onto me all the time, just like Going Gone, but even worse. I'll give you the highlights, all the hits. Number 1, he wants to debate me, but at the same time can't seem to make up his mind. He even went as far as toning
Maybe because he's just fucking with you. Like that never brushed for you or something. Good God.
it down as merely a discussion or conversation rather than the epic debate that it was falsely purported to be because Gallagher is a massive coward. Here's a clip of my video where he tries to rehash and reignite old and dead drama from months ago. See, Gallagher is desperate for attention, even though our beef has ended sour months ago. And quietly. Let me show you a couple of examples of screenshots where Gallagher makes an ass out of himself for attention. He writes, at Brian Mullins the Fox,
I was contacted by a channel that is willing to host a debate between the two of us on the roast game.
Why in a voice filter? I'm crying.
This is your big chance to really put me in my place. Are you down?
at Brian Mullins the Fox,
I literally said I'm willing to have my mind changed by you. Come on, let's consider it a discussion on the roast game rather than a debate. Gallagher challenges at Brian Mullins the Fox to an epic duel.
This segment is so fucking cringe, dude.
and to be fair, I responded to him kindly, as if I'm not rehashing or trying to rehash the same old beef from months ago, all because they forced me into the supposed lolcow that I'm not. Gallagher keeps bragging about his puny channel's quote-unquote growth, if you can call it that, which you can't really, at least not the kind of growth I've achieved on YouTube, which I'll talk about in a little bit. He falsely accused me of botting subs and suggests that all my subs are fake somehow, which seems conspiratorial, all the while here he is being dismissive of what he deems conspiracy theories or conspiratorial in a way.
No, but your followers are dead, Brian. That's the difference.
In bad faith. How fucking ironic. No different than Going Gone. No different than Star Shadow back in 2019. And certainly no different from his butt buddy Vlad. Number 3. Gallagher made shit up about me, said some schizophrenic shit, yet I'm labeled the schizo by him and other people on the internet, including Vlad. Gallagher and Vlad are hell-bent to put any and all words into my mouth, no matter if he used AI to do it or not. Fuck anyone who does that schizo shit. Just cloning people's voice to stir up drama is not only fake as fuck, but it makes you look like a massive fucking hypocrite and a moral fag. Number 4. Gallagher somehow being pro-censorship against me for a video that was never pro-pedo at all in the first place, which I will explain.
Wait, what? Hold on. Let's look at the claim of it being pro-censorship. Anyways, you could read this off, Andy, if you want.
Says a person being absolutely okay with people falsely mass flagging videos under false pretenses. There's no child abuse or predatory behavior in telling the cold hard truth, coward. Deadwing Dork gets false flag for criticizing pedophilia. No wonder why your growth is so stagnant, because you make dog shit content and not that many people hate me as much as you want to believe. The conspiracy theorist master himself can't possibly comprehend the fact that his video might have been reviewed and taken down for being pro-pedo. He in the way... Wait, sorry.
You're good.
He, in this normal delusional fashion, just thinks his ideas are spicy truth bombs. Good thing Brian gets only 46 views per video, lol.
Oh my god. So where's the pro-censorship in this? Like, point to me where the pro-censorship in is in this, like, reply here.
I think because Gallagher flagged the video, that's a censorship.
I think that's his, like, assumption, though. That, like,
Yeah.
Gallagher flagged down this video. Which, kind of a bold statement, but let's get on.
He thinks he's he thinks he's doubling down by
Yeah,
saying like, yeah.
it would have been funny if Gallagher just kind of played the gimmick, not gonna lie.
Censorship against me for a video that was never pro-pedo at all in the first place, which I will explain later in chapter 18.
It is actually, but whatever.
And number 5, the projection is strong with his hypocrisy, calling me bad faith, accusing me of listening and believing, and failed to deliver any actual rebuttal I can work with addressing, because
You did it in the debate me section, so why should I give you the same credibility back or courtesy? Why should I give you the same courtesy if you can't even link your own rebuttal? If you think that common sense should be like proven within the sources, like, don't you think that's silly? I don't know.
Yeah.
there is none. And if there's a reason why Gallagher or Gilded Pooh wants to do the whole double teaming shit again, despite the fact that they felt like they've done it well and to the point where it's all just something to move on from the first time, well, you people have another thing coming, and so do I. The irony of not only Gallagher, but also Gilded Pooh and others listening and believing what Lyle Convoy and others said about an individual known as Gregala Chan, who formerly went by Gregory Hall, is astounding. It's not the first time I've come to somebody's aid as to clearing their name and debunking all the bullshit, lies, and misinformation that not only Lyle Convoy, but also Kaz Warfox, Gilded Pooh, and even Gallagher, among others including Vash, perpetuates on a persistent enough basis, despite all the evidence to the contrary. Imagine that a channel that has existed since 2011, only gaining over a couple of hundred of these retarded subscribers or detractors.
Or okay, before he starts making a point with this, maybe it's the fact that Gallagher uploaded his content after a decade of owning this channel, possibly. Like that's a nothing burger of a point, dude. Like it's silly to think about that.
Now in 2024. Wow, Gallagher, it only took you roughly 13 years to amount to just that, which is almost a goddamn thing, but not quite. To put this into perspective, it took me just 72 days, less than 3 months, to accomplish that subscriber milestone of 100 subscribers. I released the first of a 4-part series known as If the Roast Game Never Happened at All, talking about child population changes and how the roast game population bottleneck theory video proved precisely the bottlenecking of the child population that the roast game as a past phenomenon had between 1998 and 2016. This episode of that series was released on February 16th, 2024, 2 days after the roast game population bottleneck theory video came out, which also turned out to be the exact same day that Gallagher premiered his video on me calling me the quote-unquote Furry Christian. And within that video, I had focused my response to it solely on the chapter about the roast game, which I was most curious about, since I was expecting him to come up with better arguments than Star Shadow Wolf back in 2019, only to be disappointed. Gallagher simply just stated the few fallacies I supposedly committed, which I didn't, dismissed all the proof as only circumstantial, and even went as far as dishonestly using CDC statistics to take the roast game death toll out of context. Not that the CDC is a reliable source to begin with. He goes, oh wow, that's about 1 in 4 children. And so—
oh my god, we're going to the debate debacle again. Oh my god, I just realized, fuck. Now I'm gonna be fucking irritated now. God damn it. It's so over.
Some other dumb one-liners and stupid bullshit like that in his video, which I'll play along with my response to it. Gallagher committed the special pleading fallacy in the same context where he himself committed the fallacy, or him implying that since I somehow committed the Texas sharpshooter fallacy and false cause fallacy when I didn't, that it just means that anything I said is incorrect and just immediately false simply because I committed fallacies at all. This again is just the crowning achievement of not an argument. I responded to this accordingly. Here's the clip.
Oh my god.
Well, this is it, ladies and gentlemen, the moment you've been waiting for. The entire reason why you're probably watching the video. The infamous roast game. Now, there's probably no correlation. Now, for those of you who haven't heard of the world famous fact that is the roast game, yeah, Brian, it's absolutely mind-blowing that you just basically said the Bible is real because it says so in the Bible. Here is the actual problems with the roast game and why debunking it never even...
Wait, why is he clipping certain sections out from the video? I just realized that.
To start in the first place because it is based on two logical fallacies. First of the two logical fallacies, and probably the simplest one for me to explain, would be the Texas sharpshooter fallacy. That is, Brian only takes in facts that support his argument and ignore the millions of other facts that prove that it's just a load of bullshit. The second logical fallacy, and the one that Brian tends to abuse the most, is the false cause fallacy. Brian incorrectly drew a imaginary correlation between meats wasted and children eaten to support his argument. The thing about Brian, though, is that he just machine guns these facts at anybody who disagrees with him, saying that as long as the facts are real, then...
No, it simply means that the roast game complies with process to reality, and these facts you dismissed earlier. Special pleading. What the fuck? Oh my god. I'm not gonna go in depth with this take right here, because what he's doing is like he's also cherry picking, even though like he's complaining about cherry picking. Good god.
Roast game. The problem is that these facts aren't actually anchored to anything.
They're
However,
not anchored.
I ran the numbers looking...
Oh. What? So what's the data and okay. You know, I'm just gonna read this first because I'm speed reading all this so that you guys can get an insight to what I'm like thinking about in this. Oh, so that means you're cherry-picked and complete and unreliable data from those two organizations as a gotcha to take the roast game death poll out of context. But what's the data that kind of holds your leverage with that, Brian? Well, yeah, you can't just argue that like the information provided by Gallagher is unreliable if the source of the data doesn't really coordinate to anything in this. The roast game killed more than World War II, according to Brian. Yes. Like, it's such a silly thesis to like to push out, considering that the data doesn't really coordinate to anything other than just a mathematical equation that's nothing. Also, you can't just use the U.S. population as a whole as your to analogically compare the data of your roast game shit. Yes, he can actually. If that's his main point, that your data is fucking bullshit. If Snarkfield in the chat even addresses that too, like comparing death polls of a certain time frame or some shit kills more than just the roast game. Yeah, you're full of shit for that. You just are.
Through the CDC and the World Health Organization. Unfortunately.
No, because they're encountering the loss of deaths. Well, so are you. So are you, Brian. Oh my god.
Though, if you're like me and you try to show these facts to Brian, he'll just hand wave them saying they don't count because they're from alphabet organizations and not to be trusted. Because, of course, some...
Above yet is sourced to ad homs and trusting in an unreliable organization. Well, you're not really running an organization, you're just running a fucking poll. And leveraging everything because of a mathematical equation that you happen to so-called make. Or coined, or whatever you want to call it. It does nothing for you. you're shitting out pebbles and throwing them at a wall. That's not effectively do nothing for you. Shit pebbles.
Balding 24-year-old autistic kid who lives with mommy and daddy measuring poop stains on carpets as proof that fucking children were slaughtered should be trusted more than these specialists. The CDC, the...
Oh my god. I guess you forget that you can't just compare the entirety of the US population to the roast game death toll and not account for only the total child population of the... Oh my god.
average birth rate per year
Brian, you're not cooking.
in this 19-year span was about...
I shouldn't even have to argue this take alone.
3 million babies.
Oh,
which means that
by the way, nerd,
Yeah?
I'm gonna have to go right now.
Oh, no
I'm
problem.
sorry.
No problem.
I have to do some stuff, but enjoy the rest of the stream.
Alright, thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye. It's so windy over.
American population was slaughtering 1 out of 3 babies between the ages of 0 and 17 for 19 years. That means that 1 out of every 2 deaths, because 2 million people died on average each year according to the CDC, was from the freaking roast game. We're talking about extinction level events. This means that more Americans died in the roast game than every war put together. You can't make this shit up. They don't add up. Lastly, Brian claims...
Why did he speed up this certain clip? Like, it's a repeat to what I also said in this. Wait, why do you have to speed that up?
That he has the exact count of children that survive and now live with prosthetic asses. Well, here's the thing I find funny about that,
Oh my
Brian.
god.
How come you know the first, last, and middle name, including the location and exactly how their bodies were positioned at moment of death, yet you can't provide anybody who survived to come and give a testimonial? The problem is there's no proof. You just have a bunch of circumstantial evidence floating around in the air, kind of like, I don't know, any other conspiracy theorists that exist.
Hi everyone, it's Brian Mullins the Fox here. And for the first 4 episodes of the 2nd edition of the Roast Game Awareness Month come October, which will be split into separate ones.
Oh, come on. Did we have to compare the fucking analysis of, like, the fucking roast? No, I'm skipping this. Fuck you. I'm not watching that bullshit. Let's not.
As well.
This is why no one wants to entertain your argument. No one's biased. They just don't want to debate you.
Oh my god. Projection. Oh my god. Dude, who cares? Oh my god. I'm going to cry.
Because you're an insane conspiracy theorist who gets belligerently angry the minute they even try to argue against the roast game. You shit up every thread you can find on the internet with your BS of videos that nobody ever watches. Makes you look kind of insane. You want me to believe in the roast game, Brian? Well, the burden of proof is on you, not the collection of random evidence. Random evidence. Random evidence. Random evidence.
That's not projection. If you're conspiring to a fucking piece of evidence, like, what? Evidence that that entire statement is a projection in itself.
See how insane he is, because inevitably, like all conspiracy theorists, he will cling to these delusional ideas, ignore reality, call you biased despite being biased himself, and then say he won.
A conspiracy theory isn't when you describe a conspiracy and just provide evidence or proof to prove said quote-unquote conspiracy. A conspiracy theory is when you accuse a critic or someone of covering up or withholding evidence of a conspiracy, even when they aren't covering anything up. It would then just be,
"Ooh, he's showing me evidence I disagree with, and other people like me disagree with in my group, because he's withholding evidence and hiding it. And that further proves my point that he's a conspiracy theorist."
A conspiracy theorist is not a person who describes a conspiracy, provides evidence of said conspiracy and proves that it can't be any other way.
But sometimes the evidence is fucking weak or flaccid. And this is kind of what this conspiracy theorists do. They don't put like some sort of analysis to that. All you're doing is just fucking terticating a analysis and not really getting the premise of what source provides within the evidence in question. You're just projecting at that point. Like, I think that's silly to put that in a general fucking analysis of it. But you're not really providing much with that. Like, don't you think that's a bit silly? You're just throwing random shit at things that doesn't really coordinate to what you're saying. But let's continue.
Way, or in other words, there is no cover-up of said evidence because the evidence would have been easily made available and not deleted due to any error or obfuscation for any reason. Even if the roast game itself is a conspiracy, I'm still not theorizing a conspiracy. I'm literally and factually describing it. In fact, by its own logic, I'm a conspiracy analyst. Only a disingenuous and intellectually dishonest cuck would blatantly bleed out the same conspiracy theorist / conspiracy theory canard, or ad hominem attack or whatever, or someone who's unwilling to let go of one's own preconceived or pre-existing biases. A conspiracy theorist is a person who throws the phrase conspiracy theorist at a person they don't like or agree with, but their excuses don't matter, so that they then accuse said person of covering up or hiding / withholding evidence. And any explanation to said conspiracy theorist that doesn't...
Let's check out the definition of, because I hate being the semantics guy of all this. Merriam-Webster. No, I want the fucking... Oh, fucking hell. The act of conspiring together. The act of conspiring. So that is a complete contradiction. Right there. Good fucking God. It's not random. I made it up so I can win. Pretty much. Again, I hate being the semantics guy in all this, or semantics scribbling, but I had to, dude. Like, good God.
Doesn't suit his or her narrative is written off as further proof of a cover-up. I can't believe that. I had to explain all of that. I'm going to call out Gallagher only.
Okay. I'm skipping this.
This chapter is by...
Oh, I got tagged. Give me a sec. Don't care. Anyways.
Far the hardest to get through, even scripting as of late. What initially got Gilded Poo on my bad side and vice versa is him making inappropriate jokes about fucking Jordan, and took my community post as me being schizophrenic, even though he can't understand basic fucking English. I even said, I'm not saying that's happening. It better not. Not only that community post, but also the video with the meme I'm going to explain the context of was originally uploaded on January 6th, 2024, when Gregala was still in the Putopia server, and 3 days after I initially knew Gregala Chan at all. Unfortunately, the police I swear to God meme was only to take the piss out of Vlad, because hypothetically speaking, that would have been terrible optics. But that's it. I never insinuated or...
Okay, I'll be fair. I don't fucking care about all this. I honestly don't care about the Gregula shit, so let's skip forward.
Just like what I said before, on April 9th, 2024 at noon, I premiered the video called The Truth About Child Predators and How to Actually Get Rid of Them. It's been mass flagged off YouTube by a bunch of pro-pedo, pro-child sex trafficking flaggots and absolute
Oh my god, let's not throw that stone glasses houses to the yes. Let's not do that. Let's not do that at all.
cowards. I'll give the link to it on Rumble, BitChute, Archive, and Odyssey in the description box of this video, which is also in the doc down below. Initially, nobody really gave that much of a shit about it. It got a lot of views, though, within that time. But unfortunately, the peaceful calm before the shitstorm won't last long, though. I'll play 2 videos of me explaining the initial meltdown.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are about to see a masterpiece of mystery that has baffled even the experts. Try and match your wits against theirs. Watch every move. Listen to every word. Can you guess the identity of...
Hey everyone, it's Brian, the actual almost 25-year-old Brian Mullins the Fox here. In for the first...
No, he's still 25, by the way.
Ever drama archive-centric series, documenting the absolute AIDS and autism that is the nuclear fallout from the premiere of this video called The Truth About Child Predators and How to Actually Get Rid of Them. This video premiered on April 9th, 2024 at noon, and with it initially coming out, nothing much really happened the first day or two other than what I will mention in a little bit. But on April 11th, 2024, a lot of shit indeed went down because of it. The only thing that did occur that sparked all the coping and seething was when Spaz and a few others fired up a live stream response / reaction to my video on the same day or night the video in question that I made came out, on April 9th. As soon as I commented, "Did you really have to distort my voice?" a bunch of seething and coping indeed went down. Let's start with the first noteworthy moment of this meltdown, when I consequently left the cat's meow, a Discord server where Fox Azor, Cat, Jack, and others were in, all because Cat got offended at the thought that victims aren't 100% innocent, and the fact that I said that in a DM as opposed to the video in question, even though she falsely accused me of saying that in the video, but couldn't point to me a timestamp as to where and when I've said it that began all of this. And the fact that I asked her to quote me or timestamp where I've said it, she's like, "Are you fucking shitting me?" What's more after that is by April 11th, 2024, at around 6:08 p.m., I was notified that there was a raid going on, where 25 people came to raid it, including Gallagher among many others. Gildapoo makes his video, schedules it for April 13th, 2024 at 2 p.m.
God.
Whatever he says next will be covered in the next episode of this ongoing drama series. But what I will cover, though, to finish this episode before an ending rant, is the absolutely filthy things these degenerate motherfuckers said about me and my video that come off as not just the most...
Oh my god, Medicare forms hurt my feelings. I don't care, let's skip this.
Once it expires on April 30th. And that's even if Fox Azor is right on his assessment. You can't just call something a mental disease and then say it's not a mental illness at the same time, retard. Because a mental
Actually, you can. Hold on, let's find back.
Himself when he tried and failed to debunk the war on drugs tier argument. Because you can't just call something a mental disease and then say it's not a mental illness at the same time, retard. Because a mental illness is a mental disease, because illness and disease literally mean the same goddamn thing. Holy shit. They literally put...
So illness and disease are the same. You're conspiring, Brian. You're conspiring.
words in my mouth and failed to even come up with a cursory rebuttal that even makes a lick of sense, and even went as fucking far as say that I should get brain surgery because I called him out on what I'm about to mention in a little bit after this clip.
However, when I go and I purchase, let's say, I don't know, BDSM porn, I am not just purchasing a plastic disc, if they still sell those, that contains a video file of two people having BDSM sex on video. I am also purchasing the celebration of the idea of BDSM sex. So I'm doing a lot more than just purchasing an object.
On April 13th, 2024, the same day that Gilded Pooh initially premiered his response to it, he highlighted something he called BDSM porn indirectly as some kind of parody of Irwin Allen's Lost in Space. He highlighted 2 examples of him buying pornography, and I'm just going along with one of them because I couldn't decipher what the fuck the other one is in the lower shelf of his bookshelf.
Brian, if you actually take the courtesy to actually listen to the video, Gilded Pooh says, if I acknowledge that, like, they sell plastic fucking sets, or I'm paraphrasing, but, like, he directly said that and then pointed at the plastic fucking visual set, or whatever you want to call it. And that somehow flew over Brian Mullins' head, I guess, because he's a retard. I don't know.
And the fat sack of potato shit just tells me that I need brain surgery because of this. Come on, really? That's the best response to what I've said about it? Come on, just stop. Okay, I digress. So, I tried to look up what BDSM porn he said he purchased indirectly. One of the 2 he had the balls to point out as a gotcha against my
Oh my god. You didn't say that, though. It is even more funny that, like, he is pointing towards the Lost in Space thing, as well as, what's that? Doom? Yeah, Doom.
Argument that's similar against those who are in favor of the war on drugs, or
Also, why does he have a switch right there? Gilded, why do you have a switch on the top of your fucking VHS tapes, or whatever you want to call it? Like, why? Brad, are you telling us something?
against my argument that's similar against those who are in favor of the war on drugs, or the whole, if you legalize all drugs, the cartels will never go away, it'll be more and more drugs. Nah. Why won't someone please think of the children and the people? Because I'm a virtue signaling right-wing fucking retard that's in my mid-30s. Or saying that just because I buy porn, it doesn't mean that I'm celebrating the idea of any kind of sex the quote-unquote porn is fictitiously portraying. It had to be a porn parody, but I couldn't find anything BDSM about any pornographic parody of Irwin Allen's Lost in Space. But what I found is hentai. But even some of the hentai with the name Lost in Space might also be based on a manga known as Astra Lost in Space.
What? Hold on.
Lost in Space might also be based on a manga known as Astra Lost in Space. Why Vlad may lie about it being BDSM and not hentai at all is totally not suspicious at all. Now, I'm not saying...
Okay. Let's search out Lost in Space real quick. So it does pre-exist as a movie, as well as Lost in Space and Netflix as well. 1965 to 1968, Lost in Space trilogy. Okay, Brian. Why did you go out your way to search up Lost in Space and some sort of like fucking hentai website instead of, just looking it up through via like fucking Google or a browsing source to ensure that what Vlad owns isn't the thing that you're thinking about? Food for thought. My god, this is silly.
Which is which as to the one he's referring to exactly. But isn't it a little odd that someone that's an anti when it comes to porn or content like this shows off the fact that he bought any, or indirectly refers to any, and it adds all the more juicy context to his projection that I previously mentioned a prior chapter? And this is even outside of him bragging about supposedly raiding a server with minors in it with one image of zoo porn, even though he said he didn't have a chance to even do it before he initially got banned. Someone else might have done it for him. But who cares? Even if he didn't get the chance to in time, when the raid took place, it's still a shitty thing to do, and fuck Gilded Poo for doing it, because I don't do that shit at all. The only type of parody porn of Irwin Allen's Lost in Space that I could find even coming close to the Lost in Space title, and how he referenced it, is hentai. I don't know exactly which one he's referring to as an argument against me, like I said just before. But either it's a porn parody of a manga where all the characters in it are 17 years old and are all technically underaged except for the mother figure, or the epilogue where they're all 24 except for the mother. Or it may just be a porn parody that also happens to be hentai, but it may just be the same as the other option. Besides the point that it's fucking weird to buy and collect porn to begin with when you're an anti. I don't collect porn by buying it. I download few images of Furry, Anthro, DeviantArt, and Rule 34 NSFW YIF images, but not what you might have mentioned as a Freudian slip. And since I'm a furry that's only into anthro ass, breasts, and fannies of characters like Zhen the Corsac Fox from Kung Fu Panda 4, which is apparently my newly established fictional crush, you can—
Oh my god. No, are we gonna get another fucking cannibalism comic? It's so over.
kind of had a really bad Coomer moment there, Vlad, and I'm certainly not established fictional crush. You kind of had a really bad Coomer moment there, Vlad, and I'm certainly not an anti of the porn I do consume, mild and anthro as fuck, and mostly found on DeviantArt and Rule 34 anyway. And the porn I don't consume, I don't bother complaining about it because I don't watch it. I simply don't care to give it that power, to give it that oomph it needs. But with all that hypocritical degeneracy from Vlad and normal-ish degeneracy from me being mentioned, let's skip to the most important shit. On June 1st, 2024, Deadwing Dork uploaded his reaction video to it, originally clipped from a live stream. This initially caused the long-form commentary video in question hitting and surpassing 1,000 views, and with it came all the bullshit hate, troll comments, and slander along with misinterpretations of my video and the logic of my arguments made in that video. On July 9th, 2024, I cleared my name and stance I introduced in LFC1 in the fourth long-form commentary video about how to actually raise your children before you have kids.
Ain't making me sleepy with this bullshit. I'm crying, guys. Oh my god.
July 28th, or possibly in the very early hours of July 29th, 2024, after almost 4 months of being up on my main channel and secondary channel on YouTube.
Just elaborate on what you just said in the chat.
YouTube, it was falsely flagged for supposedly sexualizing minors and predatory behavior for the first one, and then on the morning of July 30th, 2024, the secondary channel Mirror was falsely flagged as containing nudity or sexually graphic content. YouTube is definitely pro-child sex trafficking in my honest opinion, but I digress. Never before
Brian, you're conspiring again.
Or have I felt more betrayed in my life by a platform I've been on for almost 7 years. Afterwards, I initially archived it on archive.org, and it was the first out of many prior attempts to archive such video that was successful. Other times, Chrome was just schizophrenically freaking out at me with privacy errors and Archive's media uploader not functioning right. I've addressed the mass flagging that went on in 2 videos that I'll play back to back. And after I play these 2 videos, it'll be onward to the next chapter. And, well, YouTube just recently did something so fucking stupid. And I really wish I don't want to fucking, blow up in anger. But I'm so fucking pissed at what YouTube did. And you know what this means when it comes to what happened to my main channel, even though I've only gotten a warning and not a community guideline strike, is that the people who mass flagged it could not be able to take it out of context anymore. So as a last resort, they have to fucking flag it down. That's why I'm so...
Oh, this is just him complaining about that, but skipping this now.
against. Nowadays, as of scripting and recording this video, no drama of any real value has gone on during the production of LFC 6. So, you've just witnessed an entire clusterfuck of a long-ass video being made for the sake of not only context, but also to set the record straight myself once and for fucking all, so that not even Vlad or Gallagher or anyone else can try to break it to where it sounds like I'm a broken record myself.
Actually, it does. I proved it already before anybody else.
Now, here's the rant segment for this entire ass video. Okay, of all the almost 7 years of being on YouTube as Brian Mullins the Fox, I have never had to dig this deep into my beef history. I've covered all
Beef history.
all the fucking hits, point by point, every saga, every drama, and did it in a way to where everyone understands why I'm the person I am today, while being a content creator with a sizable audience. I understand why people like Gallagher and others speculate as to how and why my subs are supposedly fake when they're not. It's because it's out of pure jealousy after the fact that Gilded Pooh was envious that I disavowed him for having taken Caswar Fox seriously at all. Nobody wants to be some loser with a channel that hasn't even had a sizable audience, as in the first 100 subscribers in under 13 years, like I had in the first 72 days of my channel's existence. I did not buy subs, didn't even bot at all. My channel may be bleeding drop by drop, in other words, but it's still a gigantic
Dude, your channel's
powerhouse
dead.
that also feeds in with other smaller channels of mine. Like, for example, my Comedy Archive channel has grown much faster and achieved the sub count it deserves than Gallagher's channel for the last 13 plus damn years.
Oh my god. It's just a channel that existed that long and then happens to be used for a year of content, Brian. Your point does not make sense at all. I'm sorry. Fuck off.
My Comedy Archive hits 1,000 subs in the same year that before all of this happened, it was at 63 subscribers. And I've had that channel for over 6 years. And that's it. That would be the moment I'd actually prove Gallagher wrong when it comes to his speculation. Nobody wants to be Gilded Pooh, a sometimes financially irresponsible when it comes to him buying too much expensive booze like Elijah Craig. Disingenuous, degenerate, hypocritical, anti-porn moral fag. And he's no better than those who jerk up to underaged porn as in hentai. If that's what he was ever referring to begin with, just...
Brian. Brian. Holy shit.
For not jerking off to any of that shit himself when he's an anti with porn. And that's to say what he referenced in his response video to LFC1 was actually...
Oh my god. I'm speeding this up, dude. Fuck this shit. I just want to get this stream over with.
hentai that includes underage characters, with all of the major ones being 17 years old outside of their parents, and puts him on the list of antis that turn out to be gigantic hypocrites for that matter, along with one of your friend Zippity's former friends, Zang. But Zang's a different example, and for a different reason entirely. Zang got outed for supposedly commissioning Lolicon, whilst Vlad might have bragged about having underage hentai in his collection. But it could be wrong.
What?
Vlad could also just be making shit up and trying to bait me for another response video, and just at the end of the day, laughing.
But it worked. Brian. It could be bait, but it worked. But the thing is, it's not even Vlad that owns fucking Lolicon. You're just misrepresenting the fact that he owns a VGS tape of Lost in Space and then look it up on a hentai website and then run with it. But that's exactly what you did with this.
At me. But if it's not, then I'd be surprised. Nobody wants to be friends with a bunch of antis and moral fags with opinions akin to white noise, and those who do dirty shit like troll people with any porn, much less zoo porn, and those who are right-wing or right-adjacent. Nobody wants to be a Star Shadow, an EMC 2103, a Will Kincaid, or a fake Jew. And most importantly, nobody wants to be a Going Gone, an arrogant, ignorant, hypocritical, Catholic son of a bitch. Because you know I made an example out of all of them years ago. Nobody wants to sit in Discord calls all fucking day, hearing and having to deal with a 38-year-old man bordering onto his midlife crisis, yelling at people people all day and night in so many goddamn calls spanning across so many fucking years, it all just nauseates me to hear about Lio doing this, Lio doing that, day in and day out, over and over and over and over and over again. I want people to move the fuck on, but Lio himself won't.
Honestly, based. Very rare Brian W. Like, fucking move on or something.
Let it go. Gilded Pooh just won't let it go. Gallagher just won't let it the fuck go.
I don't know if Gallagher or Vlad are good primary examples of this, but whatever.
Milk Lio for the lulz, including Leia Sapienti, and me myself, while I make this video a thing. Lio is about the only lolcow in this entire scenario and saga here, not me, and that's the only major difference between me and Lio Convoy. Gallagher and Gilded Pooh are the first people I've ever known to never let go of a grudge or any drama or any minute detail in the history of Brian Mullins the Fox. And at least Lio gave me the chance and opportunity to be ignored and move on. Lolcow as a term to dismiss people is subjective, unless there's a pattern of behavior that objectively correlates to someone being incapable of not feeding the trolls.
The whole thing of calling Lio a fucking lolcow is that he keeps coming back to drama. But that's like the main thesis of what a lolcow is that they feel antagonized by other people. Even in despite of like them getting trolled, they always come back to it. Like that is like the whole thesis of like calling somebody a fucking lolcow. Oh my god.
I block trolls, and have done so for so many years. I don't even understand why, for the life of me, why Lio Convoy himself started ignoring me back in August of 2023. Everyone else but me started getting attacked by him and his posse for any reason in the means of deflection and deception, except for
everybody is in Lio's side, I guess. Is what I'm getting from this.
Me, after the fact. They're literally doing the same shit as one another, and the so-called humor gets old almost immediately. And it just sickens me that I'm ignored to this extent while everyone else is getting all the blame. So with all that shit out of the way, let's conclude this goddamn video. In conclusion, that's the entirety of the history of Brian Mullins the Fox, beefing with people on the internet, and I've documented all this shit with the best intentions and to the best of my ability. There is no other way to say this any longer. That's the end of the video. I am Brian Mullins the Fox, signing out. And here's my last words before I go. If there's any further drama that this video has not yet covered because it's before the fact, there will be a part 2 to this video. I don't
Oh, I am expecting it, buddy boy. I am expecting it. Because I just broke down your shitty fucking video. Let's fucking go. Oh my god, this is gonna be a great video of just compiling a fucking thesis to this stream. I cannot wait for that, Brian. If you're still watching this, you probably are, but who cares? I'm North. Fucking, I'm done, dude. I was planning to fucking cover the Gilded Pooh trilogy, but it's just a repeat at this point. I don't think it's worth covering it. Fuck this shit, dude. I need to go fry my brain and stick my head into an oven after this.